college football, everybody's roster changes from year to year. The one thing we won't see this year is Dane Key and Barry and Brown. I'm glad of that.
Yeah, those guys are gone.
They're gone.
The captains are gathered at the sidelines. Ole Miss is wearing an all-white uniform with the powder blue numbers, powder blue stripes on the shoulders, and a powder blue helmet with the cursive red Ole Miss on the side. Kentucky's wearing their white pants with their royal blue tops, their white helmets with the blue UK on the hat as well. And Ole Miss has come onto the field. Here comes Kentucky. The captains have not started toward the middle of the field yet, but when they do, John Darnell will have our coin toss in just a few moments. They slid the game by 5 minutes, so our kick is a little bit later. It's supposed to be at 45. It's going to be at 50, and we're about 2 minutes and 52 seconds away from getting it underway. Weather really has broken nicely here. The sun's kind of coming in and out. We got broken clouds. No threatening weather. Doesn't appear like anywhere near at the moment, and hopefully that means we'll have a nice clean game. As far as playing, and John and Harry are both players, this is perfect for a football game. Let's check with John Darnell, who's got the captains and the coin toss coming up.
Harrison Wallace, Daquan Wright, and Xavion Harris are the captains for Ole Miss. Last game stars, so they get to be the captains today.
And they're shaking hands, and we'll have the...
Smith, all your referees, Paul Myers, and your umpire. If you have any questions, come see us. Ole Miss, you're the visiting team today. We're going to use this coin. That's heads. SEC is heads. All the teams are tails. That's heads. That's tails. I'm going to flip it, let it hit the ground. Call it before I flip it. Yeah, tails. He calls tails. It's heads.
Kentucky wins the toss today. We got that straight. We're going to find out what's going to happen right here. Kentucky's going to defer to the second half.
So Ole Miss will get the football first. Had a little bit of a quirk last week, but it worked out all right. The teams are shaking hands. Kentucky will go left to right from our vantage point. Ole Miss will go right to left. They're shaking hands on top of the big UK logo at the 50-yard line. David Smith is our referee. Paul Myers, the umpire. Eddie Albritton is the center judge. Head line judge is Carl Gioa. The line judge is Michael Taylor. Raymond Tate, the field judge. Side judge is Brian Murphy. Back judge is Paul Chardine. And the replay official is Ken Switzer.
Well, I've never seen so many fans out on the field for a coin toss, but when they get those cleared off, Dave, we might get this game started.
Well, you know, you got to have a lot of people to help you with the NIL.
I guess so. They got to witness the coin toss, and Kentucky, as you said, won it. Deferred to the second half. Rebels going to get the football first. Normally, it's what we like to do, whether we win the toss or not.
Officials are breaking their huddle as well. First SEC game of the year. The only SEC game in week 2, so this is it. This starts Southeastern Conference play for the conference here today in Lexington, Kentucky.
With winners on top of the heap, the losers at the bottom.
Aiden LaRosse is the kicker for Kentucky. He's from Cape Town, South Africa. Transfer from UT Martin, who was at Charlotte. 6 kicks last week, 4 touchbacks, but they called some fair catches. His kick is very much returnable, and for Ole Miss, we're going to see Deshaun Womack back.
No,
that's not Deshaun Womack. Is it 15?
That's going to be Hartug.
Hartug, yeah, that's right.
Yes. A lot of duplicate numbers, as we know.
Isaiah Hartrup, the wide receiver, will be back to return the kick. And LaRosse is ready to kick it away. Good crowd on hand. There are some empty seats, though. Maybe late getting in from the concession stand, or maybe Keeneland. Is Keeneland open today? I don't think so. Here's the kick, and we are underway in Lexington, Kentucky. This goes into the end zone. It goes about 8 yards deep. And so he does get a touchback there, and the Rebels will crank it up at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he kicked last week, but he certainly got all of that one with his leg and drove it deep into the end zone. Rebels will have it 1st and 10 here at their own 25.
Austin Simmons will bring the troops out. He will have Wallace as a receiver. In fact, the starting lineup we gave you is exactly what we said. Wide out right will go Wallace. Bunch set tight to the left tackle here on the near side. Lacey's off the right shoulder. Lee goes in motion to the far side. Simmons takes the snap, hands it to Lacey. Lacey working the left side, gets a couple of yards to the 27. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as Rayner and Afari, the linebackers, break through to make the tackle. 2nd down and 8 now for Ole Miss.
Yeah, both those linebackers going to be very active today. Afari with 13 tackles last week.
Simmons takes the snap, quick pass, far side, caught over there by Stribling. Stiff arm gets him free to the sidelines. He gets across the 35, but that's Wallace, not Stribling. Wallace will be down, knocked out of bounds at the 39. So there's a pickup of 12 yards, and that'll be a 1st down. First downs are brought to you by Bank First. Hardaway made the tackle. Ready again. Here's the snap. Fake on the handoff. Back to throw. Out route. Incomplete. Well, breaking to the Kentucky sidelines around the 45 of UK was Wallace, but the throw was ahead of him just a little bit. Incomplete.
Well, Wallace stumbled, David. He sold the inside route to the corner, but when he came out of that cut, he stumbled, and the ball was thrown exactly where it needed to be, but Wallace just didn't come out of his cut cleanly.
2nd down and 10 from the 39. Handoff to Lacey off the right side. Tough sledding as he pushes it up to the 43 where he's knocked off his feet. He'll gain 4. And the Rebels are looking at 3rd down and 6 as Rayner, the middle linebacker, and Hardaway, the cornerback, combined on the stop.
Yeah, Rebels mixing pass and run, David. Sledding was pretty tough right there, but you think you got to go in the air right here.
Trips to the left, 3 receivers wide left, only a 3-man rush for Kentucky. Simmons has time in the pocket, now takes off, wants to run. He's tackled from behind, and he's down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Well, he had plenty of time, John Darnell, but apparently nobody to throw to.
Yeah, just made a good decision there not to force that ball. They had good coverage. Looked like he just wanted to go to Caden Lee across the middle and just had to pull it down and try to get what he could get. And came up short of 1st down.
Well, we heard you for a while. You were hot, and then you went away. We'll try to get you right. Saunders and Humphrey Grace combined on the stop. They did give him a yard to the 44. The 4th down, the Rebels will punt. Oscar Bird kicks it away. 44.5 average last week. As long as 54, it's knocked off of one of the receivers. There's a flag down. The return man for Kentucky is Ty Bryant, and the ball went off of him, but he didn't have enough room to make the catch, I don't believe.
No, I think you're right, David. I didn't see the fair catch, but our gunner was definitely early getting there. He hit the return man before the ball even hit him. It'd definitely be on the Rebels.
Here's the call.
Kick catching interference, number 13 on the kicking team. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st down, Kentucky.
So with the penalty, Kentucky's going to come out of this, Harry, with great field position.
Great field position. 36-yard line. Glenn Waddle's flashing over here. They're going to put it at the 35, Glenn. They duped you a yard here, but
Cedric Beavers.
The punt was 36 yards, excuse me.
Called for the interference there. And the ball will be on the 35-yard line for Kentucky. No score. We're in the 1st quarter. 13:01 to go. Rebels failed to score on the opening drive. There's the snap. It'll be a handoff left side. Dante Dowdle drew the start. He's a junior from Picayune, Mississippi. Dowdle, 14 carries, 129 yards, and a touchdown in the opener last week. Transfer from Nebraska, who was at Oregon and now is at Kentucky. But he's a SEP guy. That's going to be a loss of a yard, though. Has a good job on the tackle. You had Eccles and Franklin on the 1 yard loss.
Kentucky's going to try to take the air out of it, David. Going to have 2 tight ends in the game and try to lean on this run game.
Fletcher did not start at corner. The starter was Chris Graves for Ole Miss, by the way. Little swing route, left side. That's going to be caught at the line of scrimmage, and forward for a couple of yards is Dowdle. Good job of tackling by the Rebels, and Kentucky's left with a 3rd down and 9. Amani Ellen and Yates made sure he couldn't get to the edge there, Harry.
Yes, that's just a swing route. Nobody open downfield. I think the Rebels would love to be able to man up on the corners, David, and run some zone in the middle, but good job of coming up on that swing route. Going to be 3rd and 9 here for the Wildcats.
They get Stellato in, a senior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, wears number 1. You got 3 receivers, wide out to right, 1 to the left, and the lone back is Dowdle on 3rd and 9 from the Kentucky 36, left hash. Now in motion Goes Law back to throw. Looking for the pass. Now running is the quarterback, Calzada. Dumps it downfield and incomplete. Oh, and there comes an interference call. It was intended for the wideout for the tight end, Willie Rodriguez. And coming back to knock it away was Wydette Williams, but they said there was too much bumping there. That's going to go against Ole Miss and give Kentucky a first down.
Looked like good coverage. Obviously, there was some knocking and hand tossing right there at the
pass interference on the offense, number 81. That penalty is declined. Fourth down.
So we got the call, David. I thought it could have gone either way, 50-50. The Rebels got the call. Obviously, the tight end was trying to push off on Williams, Rodriguez, and they got two big tight ends, Cottis and Rodriguez, and they're both about 6'5". He pushed off of Williams, but the ball was underthrown. Calzada got outside containment, does not throw that well on the run. That's exactly what the Rebels want to keep him doing.
Harrison Wallace back to receive this punt. 10.3 average last week, had a 26-yard return. Adis LaRosse to punt it away. 43.8 average last week. His longest was 54. The snap is back and off the side of the foot. It's going to take a little bit of a Kentucky roll around the 36-yard line. Kind of mishit that one. The snap was good from Alex McLaughlin, but he kind of mishit it, and it goes out of bounds, and we'll get the distance on that punt. As to the 36, it was only 29 yards. We got a timeout. Ole Miss will have the football with no score. 11:26 to go in the first quarter. When we come back on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
Hey, Rebel fans. Got a house hotter than a Mississippi summer or pipes colder than your team's rival? It's time to call Air South Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Whether it's cooling you down, heating you up, fixing those leaky pipes, or keeping your lights on, Air South's got your back. We're the champions of home comfort, just like your Rebels on the field. Call Air South Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical today, where your home is our home field. Call Air South now at 662-304-8412. Air South, we care more.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on fourth down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No. What?
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You're listening to Ole Miss Football on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
Breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Both teams exchange punts, and we're ready to see what the Rebels can do in their second possession. The Rebels can do comes in red. Fourth downs are sponsored by Mid-South Ag Equipment, your North Mississippi Case IH equipment dealer. Getting the job done starts with choosing the right red tractor. Let Mid-South Ag Equipment help find the right red tractor for your operation, with locations in Byhalia, Tunica, Clarksdale, and Sumner. Or visit them online at midsouthag.com, because Can Do comes in red. The Rebels on fourth downs last week, 101, 100%.
Well, let's hope we don't have to get to the fourth down conversions today, David. Let's continue to get those third down conversions. The Rebels get ready to snap it.
Deuce
right
Alexander's checked in, the sophomore receiver from Douglasville, Georgia, transfer from Wake Forest. 2-year career there. As a handoff to Lacey, trying to sweep right, plants his foot, and then tries to get upfield on the right seam, and he's tackled at the line of scrimmage. No gain as Humphrey, Grace, and Bryant combine on the stop. He He realized he didn't have a good enough angle to get to the corner, so he turned back in. That didn't work out either. So you got 2nd down and 10 for Ole Miss. Fake on the handoff, quick pass to the near side. That's to Alexander. Gets to the sidelines, 50, 45, 40, knocked out of bounds. We'll see where they say he stepped out. They're going to come all the way down to the 34-yard line, and that will be about a 28-yard pickup as Ty Bryant shoved him out of bounds. And that's another first down presented by our friends at Bank First. Rebels will snap immediately and hand it off, and left side stacked up as Lacey. Running's been tough. No gain on that play.
Yeah, absolutely. No creases whatsoever. Lacey's very, very good about waiting for something to open. Just nothing there. Those two inside linebackers, David, we've talked about, Rayner and Afari, are really, really active inside. They get to the holes in a hurry.
Saunders on that tackle. Rebels do have it at the 34-yard line of, what was that official distance a moment ago, Glenn? 30 on the dot from the 34. 2nd down and 10. Play action pass, looking to throw near sidelines right, threw it way over his head at the 19-yard line and out of bounds. He was running a sideline route to Daquan Wright, and Afari had him covered pretty good. So now the Rebels are looking at 3rd down and 10 from the Kentucky 34.
Yeah, ran a wheel route with a tight end, David. Good coverage, but simply just threw it away over the top.
Trips to the right. One receiver left, the short side of the field, and that is Alexander. Lone back is Kejuan Lacey. Simmons says something to him in his ear. There's the snap. 3-man rush, out pass, diving effort. Did he hold on? No. Incomplete, intended for Deuce Alexander. So he tiptoed the sidelines around the 25. That was going to be short of the first down a little bit. And for Kentucky, Ryan Nichols was covering. It'll be 4th down, and the Rebels going to try a long field goal as Lucas Carnero will check in, the junior from Cornelius, North Carolina, the transfer from Western Kentucky. Career, he's 29 of 33. Preseason All-American. From 40 to 49 in his career, he is 8 of 9. Last week he was 2 for 2, hit 1 in this range, a 42-yard field goal. Snap back and down. The kick is on his way. Plenty of distance. Kind of sidewinding. It hits the goalpost and comes out no good. He missed it.
David, really good distance. He had plenty of distance on that. Just absolutely hit his left upright as we're looking at it. But, Rebels just simply didn't pick up that 3rd down conversion as we go on break here.
9:52 on the first quarter. Still no score. That was a 51-yard attempt instead of in the 40s, and couldn't get it to go. We'll take a break on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
Trey Willis, left tackle.
Marshall Jones, wide receiver.
Alex Philbin, running back.
Hi, I'm Tim from C Spire. Am I in the right place?
It always pays to have the right players on your team. That's why C Spire gives you fiber-fast home internet, nationwide 5G wireless, and best-in-class business solutions, all backed by local 24/7 support. C Spire, customer inspired.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
This is Ole Miss football from Learfield.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. My way of continuing my service is to help protect my community by being a responsible gun owner and by storing firearms safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
As we come back, we owe you a station ID. Let's pause 10 seconds on the Ole Miss Radio Network. Kohl's has the back-to-school styles that'll spoil them, prices that'll spoil you, from jeans and tees to sneakers and more, which means you can do it all without overdoing your budget when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Ball's at the 34-yard line of Kentucky, right hash. Ole Miss 5 carries, 7 yards so far. Rushing game's been tough. Kentucky 1 rush, -1 yards. Simmons is 2 of 5 for 42 yards so far. Some of the early numbers for you, if you will. UK will send one receiver wide out to the left. That's J.J. Hester, the graduate from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He was at Oklahoma and Missouri. 1 catch for 19 yards against the Rebels last year. Here's a handoff, sweeping right. Getting only a couple of yards for he's gobbled up is Seth McGowan. As the Rebels, good pursuit. Both teams doing a good job defensively against the run. Daugherty on the tackle, also in the game. Linebacker Todd Chambers was in on that one, too, the senior from Arlington, Texas. 4 years at Missouri State, where he had 196 tackles, a couple of interceptions. So a 2-yard pickup. Now they put it at the 38, so let's make it a 4-yard pickup. 2nd down and 6. Trips to the left, the wide side of the field for Kentucky. Calzada slips a screen on the far side. A flag is down. Big hole there for Law. Another flag is down. Law racing down the sideline to the 30. Another flag is down. I think we're going to have offsetting penalties here. Looks like may go against Kentucky and Ole Miss. Maybe in face mask down here. Holding as well. We'll see. Ole Miss tackled by Nick Cole. They will discuss it, and we will hear it from the official here shortly. Nice run, though, by Kendrick Law, who made the catch and took it deep into Rebel territory.
Holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. Illegal formation on the offense. 5 or more players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So what was the penalty way downfield in the
holding
backfield?
Down.
That was the holding?
That was holding downfield,
okay,
so you got to mark it from there.
Yeah, the 2 flags at the line of scrimmage were on the same penalty.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage was they had 5 men in the backfield, which is a legal procedure, but you'd mark that off from the original line of scrimmage rather than marking 15 off from or 10 off from down about the 30. So.
And they lose the down.
Yes.
So with the 5-yard penalty, bring it back to the 33.
Well, they would not lose the down on the legal procedure.
2nd down, right.
Yes.
2nd down and 11 for Kentucky. Deshaun Womack, Jr. from Baltimore, Maryland, is in the game for the first time for Ole Miss, the transfer from LSU. Man in motion to the far side is Law. He settles to give them trips to the wide side of the field. Calzada in the gun formation. There's the snap. Here comes pressure up the middle. In the pocket, he runs out to his right, lobs it downfield. It's going to be incomplete, almost intercepted. He was trying to get it on a wheel route to McGowan, the running back, and Perkins had it in his hands, lost it, and then it went through his hands and hit McGowan in the hands on the sidelines. He couldn't hold it either. It's like a hot potato, Harry.
Yes, it was, David. Just a wheel route down the sideline. Perkins had let the receiver get behind him, but the ball was underthrown, and Perkins really could have come up with a pick, David, but just simply did not come away with it. That's not Perkins' forte, interceptions, but he had a shot right there.
3rd down and 11. No score here. 8:33 to go in the first quarter. Kentucky will bring a receiver in motion. There's the snap. Ole Miss with pressure. It's Harris over the middle. They get it complete at the 35 to the sidelines. Hit and knocked out of bounds before he got to the first down is Dante Dowdle. And so it'll be 4th down and short from the 42. 4th down and about 2 for Kentucky. Decision time for the Cats. And in the game, Kapena Gushikin, the senior from Hawaii, is the one that knocked him out of bounds. Kentucky's leaving the offense on the field. That was a 9-yard gain. They're looking at 4th and 2.
You got to watch, make sure you don't pull the Rebels off sides. That could be the setup right here. Too many people in the huddle, that's for sure, for Kentucky. Here comes someone else, but we'll see exactly what they dial up. It may just be a ploy to pull the Rebels off sides, or they could be simply going for it.
They run to the line quickly. They switch their running backs from Dowdle to McGowan, and now a timeout by Kentucky. They were about to cost themselves 5 yards. The play clock was winding down, so the Cats call a timeout. 4th down and 2. We'll take a timeout as well with 7:45 to go in the first quarter. No SEC team has scored against another one in the league so far this year. We're 0-0 here in Lexington in the first league game of 2025. We'll be back on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dos with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dos with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
This is Jake Mangum for Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance. One of the most underrated attributes in baseball is determination. It's one thing to want to do something and another altogether to get it done. That's why I love the team at Farm Bureau. They get the job done every single time. If you aren't already on the team, it's time to join Farm Bureau. Visit favrates.com for great rates on home and auto insurance, or find a local agent at msfbins.com. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
This is Rebels Football on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
This message is for Shauna, my mom, who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You told me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
No score between Ole Miss and Kentucky. 7:47 going to first quarter here in Lexington. David Kellum, Harry Harrison, John Darnell, and our crew with you from here. You can test drive the Ford F-150, official truck of the Ole Miss Rebels, at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Like the Rebels, this truck has a strong tradition earned with outstanding capability and smart features like a mobile generator. That's how you create a fan favorite. Go Rebs. Well, we'll see if they're going to punt or not here, guys.
Yeah, we've been debating that throughout the break. Looks like they're going to send the punter in, the punt team, David. The Rebels obviously going to line up expecting possibly a fake, but Harrison Wallace will be back deep to return this.
And LaRosse will kick it off. Harrison Wallace, the senior from Montgomery, Alabama, transfer from Penn State. He wears number 2, but he is Harrison Wallace the third, and so they call him Trey. A little confusing, but nonetheless.
From Pike Road, Alabama. We know where that is for sure.
Waiting for the snap back to LaRosse. Taking a long time here. There's the snap, and now he punts it away. Nice punt. Wobbly kick. Fair catch called for at the 18. Nice job of calling for the fair catch there, though. Let's check in with John Darnell. That saved us some green by not letting that one hit.
Yeah, of course. And I was looking at the sun to see if he was looking up in the sun. He kind of was, but another good job by the defense right there to give us the ball back. We don't have terrible field position, not the best we've had today, but need to get something going on offense, get some more first downs.
40-yard punt, no return, and Ole Miss will crank it up at the 18-yard line with a first down and 10 from there.
Well, you know Ole Miss is going to continue to try to get that run game established, David, but it's been really tough here in the first quarter running the football.
No doubt. Ready again is the Ole Miss offense. No score. Winston Watkins is in for the first time in the slot, the freshman from Fort Myers, Florida, as a receiver for Ole Miss. There's the snap. Fake on a handoff. Quick pass far side. It's going to be caught and tackled instantly is Deuce Alexander, as he could not get away. That's a no-gain catch. A great tackle by Hardaway.
It's a nice gain. It's about a 5 or 6 yard gain.
Oh, yeah, they put it to 23. My bad.
Yes.
So it's a 5-yard gain. So 2nd down and 5 now. Run play for Lacey. That looked a little bit better there, Harry.
Yeah, that was designed to come outside, David, but he saw an opening as he got behind the tackle, cut it upfield, very close to the first down, 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, he got 4, and the Rebels have 3rd down and 1. It's a direct snap to Lacey, and they stack that up. I don't know if he got it or not. I think he's a little bit shy. We'll see. Well, I don't know. That spot is favorable, and it is a first down for Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Rebels pick up another bank first down. Just barely got it, but got it nonetheless. So the ball will be at the 28-yard line with a first down and 10.
Not very popular with the Kentucky fans. They're booing at that spot, but Rebels picked it up nonetheless and moved the chains.
We're a long way away, but I thought it was a pretty good spot. Green on that tackle with Humphrey Grace, but they couldn't keep him from getting the first down. So the Rebels moved the chains. Low snap and bounced like a basketball by Simmons, and now he fires and threw it right into the hands of one of the Kentucky players. Is intended for Lee. It's Ty Bryant who gets the interception. He returns it to the 30. Well, he just panicked. I mean, it was a bad snap, but it bounced like a basketball on this turf right back up to him, and then he just turned and threw it into a crowd. Lee was actually open, but he overshot him, and Ty Bryant ends up getting the pick, his 2nd of the year.
Another shot at that, David. That corner just simply came off of the tight end, or actually the strong safety. Bryant came off of the tight end, fell back in coverage. He was trying to get it out there to Caden Lee, but he simply panicked, David, threw it off his back foot, didn't get anything into it.
What did you see there, John?
Harry said that was a safety that dropped underneath that, and you're right, Caden Lee was open. If he'd just been patient, he would have been open, or he could have thrown it to the short man, but bad decision right there. Defense needs to come up with a big stop.
Yeah, John, it was the snap absolutely caused the bad timing of the play.
1st and 10 for Kentucky at the Ole Miss 31 with 6:14 to go in the first quarter and no score. Pistol formation here. Daddle's behind Calzada. He has a receiver on the left side, 2 here on the right side, 2 tight ends in this formation. There's a handoff off right side and inside the 30 to the 25, knocked off his feet at the 23-yard line. That's a good run there. And on the tackle is Perkins. It'll be an 8-yard pickup, 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, this is a Wildcat offense that we're going to see all day, David. Just continue to plug off tackle with these big running backs, see if you can't find a crease, and they did very good right there on the first down run.
So 2nd down 2 for the Wildcats from the 23-yard line of Ole Miss. Ball on the right hash again, wide out left. We'll go Gilmore as a lone receiver, drawing single coverage. Now in motion goes Law to the far side. It'll be another handoff, and diving straight ahead is Dowdle, and he got hit in the backfield, maybe lunged for a yard. Harrison Franklin wrapped him up. He'll be short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1 after the 1-yard pickup.
Yeah, Franklin came off that edge, David, like he shot out of a cannon, hit Dowdell in the backfield. And of course, there's big Xavier Harris there to help clean him up, but it's only a short gain. Wildcats got a 3rd and a really long yard here.
Wide out to the left. They'll send Macklin this time, not very far, and it's going to be a quarterback sneak, and straight ahead Calzada gets the first down to the 20-yard line, picks up a couple of yards. Good surge by that very experienced offensive line of Kentucky. So the Wildcats now 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line of Ole Miss, as they're in the Kentucky red zone, if you will.
Yeah, it was simply a quarterback sneak all the way, and they got a really good push on this right side, and only needed a little over a yard, and they got about 2.
Big crowd on hand. The sun has come out now. It's warmed up a little bit. Got to pull those pullovers off. 2 receivers wide left. Ball on the right hash again. This is an empty set for Calzada. There's the snap. 3-man rush over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. There was a collision at the goal line. Kentucky wanted interference. Caddis got tripped up. It looked like they just got tangled up. Let's get John Darnell's field level view of that.
Yeah, I agree. They just ran into each other, and I don't know how you could have called it on one or the other. But definitely threw it to the end zone. And I don't think it was a very catchable ball. They kind of threw it behind him. We had 2 guys in the area, so.
Yeah, their tight ends they're big targets for
Daughtery was
Calzada,
one of them.
and he likes to go to Caius. He was the leading receiver last weekend.
2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line, right hash. Now he has a back in the backfield. McGowan off the left shoulder. Law in motion. This time they flip it to him on a jet sweep left. Runs to the sidelines and will get some positive yardage. And close to the first down. I think he went out a little bit early. Went out of bounds at the 12, so it'll be an 8-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Daughtery got a little piece of him, chipped him out of bounds there.
Yeah, but they got on the edge, David. That was a good run by Law. Obviously transferred in here from Alabama. He showed his speed right there on a little pitch on a jet sweep, and he was able to get on the edge for the Rebels before they would run him down with Daughtery.
Big play here, 3rd down and 2 for Kentucky. At the Ole Miss 12-yard line left hash, clock running with 3:38 to play in the first quarter, no score. But the Wildcats threatening, trying to take advantage of a Simmons interception. There's the snap, hand off to the first of 2 backs, and across the 10 to the 9-yard line goes Dowdle off the left side, following the left guard and left tackle, and he will get the surge he needs to get the first down, a 3-yard pickup. It'll be 1st and goal now from the 9-yard line as Cam Franklin got him on the ground.
Yeah, quick hitter. Cam Franklin came underneath and knocked his feet out from under him, but he's about 6'2", and he just leaned forward and picked up the first. But it's 1st and 10 from right at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, the back of the football is at the 10, so it's 1st and goal from the 10, if you will. Pistol formation here. Dowdle's behind the quarterback, Calzada. 2 receivers to the left. Tight end set up right. Actually, 2 tight ends in the formation. Now, Law comes in motion to the near side. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff and running to the right and tackled for a pickup of maybe 1 was Dowdell. He just couldn't get free there. So a 1-yard gain, 2nd and goal from the 9. Harris and Uman Ellen made sure he couldn't get free on that one.
Yeah, it looked almost like a stretch play, David. Just simply try to get it outside, find a crease, but the Rebels do a good job of stretching it out and making a tackle after about a 1-yard gain.
2:18 to go in the first quarter. Still no score. Kentucky methodically trying to get this one in the end zone. 2nd and goal from the 9-yard of Ole Miss. The ball on the right hash. Calzada motions to McGowan to get behind him in the pistol formation. They're going to have to hurry up here. Clock winding down, and they're going to have to call a timeout. It was just about to expire on them, and they had to call the timeout. Be a 30-second timeout with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter and no score.
Yeah, they went to check off on that play. Or he went back to the line of scrimmage, did Calzada, but the play clock got him. Fortunately for Ole Miss, Stoops had to run out and call timeout to save the 5-yard penalty.
So we got a 30-second timeout. Kentucky preventing the penalty there, if you will. Hey, Rebel fans, no matter where you are watching this season, be sure to buy a cold, crisp Dos Equis and go for Dos. Hotty-toddy, gosh almighty, enjoy Dos Equis, responsibly imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Calzada so far in the passing game, not much. 3 of 6, 19 yards. Dowdle's got 5 carries for only 11 yards. Kentucky 2 of 4 on 3rd down. So really both defenses have done a pretty good job. It's just that our defense has been put in a tough situation after that interception.
Well, you want to watch for the tight ends down here, David. They're both 6'5", and Calzada likes to go to them, Rodriguez and Cadiz.
Pistol formation here as Kentucky ready to go after their timeout. There's the snap back, and we have whistles blowing on the snap. Timeout by Ole Miss. The Rebels call a timeout. Apparently,
Ole Miss,
formation-wise or something, didn't like what they saw. So a timeout called by the Rebels. Wheels are turning. 2 minutes to play, first quarter. Neither team has scored. Kentucky with the best opportunity of the day so far with a 2nd down and goal from the 9-yard line. This will be a 30-second timeout for Ole Miss.
Yeah, obviously we talked about the interception from Austin Simmons earlier, but he put the Rebel defense back in this hole, and, of course, the Kentucky's picked up a couple first downs to move it inside the 10. 2nd and goal from the 9. Rebels saw something there formation-wise or not having the right personnel on the field. They quickly called timeout before the ball was snapped, but here we get ready to go back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and goal for Kentucky. Ball be on the right hash here with 2 receivers to the short side of the field, which is to the right of Calzada. One of those is Law. You got two tight ends, both set up on the left-hand side. No wide out to the wide side of the field. Everything's kind of overloaded to the short side. There's the snap. Handoff is to the running back, McGowan. He gets all the way to the end zone, touchdown. Just kind of rode a wave into the end zone. McGowan with the score, and Kentucky strikes first in this one.
Yeah, quick hitter there. McGowan really quick coming out after he received that handoff, David, off the left side, and really had momentum going as he was able to get to about the 2-yard line and pushed it all the way into the end zone for the score. Kentucky had run tight end off to the short side of the field and kind of split up the defensive backs, but that didn't seem to have any bearing on the run because he just simply whipped the Rebels at the line of scrimmage.
Point after attempt by Jacob Coway, redshirt freshman from Billing, Montana. The holders Wilson Berry, backup punter. And the snap is good by McLaughlin. The hold is good. The kick is good. 8 plays, 31 yards in 4 minutes and 19 seconds. So Kentucky does take advantage of Bryant's interception and punches it in, and the Cats lead 7-0 with 1:55 to go here in quarter number 1.
Yeah, tip your hat for Kentucky to finish that drive, David, after the interception. You just got to go back to the Austin Simmons. After the bad snap, timing of the play was off, and he just simply panicked and tried to get it out to Caden Lee. That's a combination they like to go to when things go bad. And, of course, the safety was just simply reading the quarterback. He just backed up underneath in the coverage and picked the ball off in a nice return. And Kentucky had a very short field. They took advantage of it and rushed it into the end zone for the first score.
You know, John, you go back to that pass by Simmons, and it just felt like a panic
Yeah,
pass.
that's right. I mean, he had time. And I think with the bobble snap, he couldn't really see or feel the rush as good and just made a bad decision. But that's exactly what Kentucky did to Toledo last week. Got the interception in the short field and scored. They didn't do much offensively. We can't give them a short field like that.
No. Turnovers on the road, John, as you know, will kill you every time.
Kentucky set to kick this one off. Back to receive is Isaiah Hartrip for Ole Miss. Aiden LaRosse will be kicking it for the Cats. And he gets a nice leg into that one. They may have been intentionally kicking it short last week. This goes out past the back of the end zone. The wind's blowing in that direction, but, boy, he nailed that one. So the Rebels will start at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, kicker, I don't know what kind of scouting report we got on him, but it wasn't very accurate, was it?
Well, I watched the game. I saw him under kick it a lot.
He kicked 2 out of the back of the end zone so far.
I think they held Toledo to like a -6 average from the 25-yard line. So they may have been trying some of that on purpose.
Well, the Rebel offense back out on the field, David. Obviously, Austin Simmons has got to settle down, get back in the flow of the game. Need to get the run game going, kind of take some pressure off of him.
Left hash on the 25-yard line. Caleb Odom is checked in. A new back, too. Logan Diggs is the new running back. Odom at tight end. There's the snap. Fake on a handoff. And Simmons is going to keep it and try to run left, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Odom is the sophomore from Carrollton, Georgia, transfer from Alabama. 7 catches for 65 yards last year at Bama. He had 4 catches, 57 yards, and a TD in his first game at Ole Miss. Logan Diggs, a transfer from LSU, in there as well from Louisiana. 2nd and 10. There's the snap. Simmons fires down the far side, overshoots his man. We weren't on the same page there. That was 8 yards over the head of Wallace. Incomplete. 3rd and 10 for the 25.
We had one-on-one coverage with Wallace, but once he got out of his break, David, he's going down about where the numbers are, and that's just simply thrown 10 yards over his head.
3rd down 10 for Ole Miss. From the 25-yard line, left hash, trips to the right. 3 receivers over there. Kentucky brings some pressure. Simmons to throw. He's got Lee, overshoots him for an interception at midfield. And the Cats will take it the other way. That one's picked off also by Bryant. His 2nd of the day, his 3rd of the year. He overshot Caden Lee, who was open over the middle, about 25 yards downfield. But Kentucky in business again, and that's the 4th interception of the season by Austin Simmons.
Well, I'm not going to pin that one totally on Austin Simmons because he got hit right as he's let the ball go, David. Double coverage there with Caden Lee. Not sure why he let that one go. I know he didn't want to eat the loss, but that's better than throwing the pick. And once again, Kentucky with a very short field at the 32.
So the Wildcats, 2 possessions in a row with the interception. And at the 32 of Ole Miss is where they will start, leading 7-0. Got the same situation. Short field after a pick. 1:10 to go in the first quarter. Kentucky leading 7-0.
Yeah, momentum obviously swung heavily in the favor of Kentucky after the 2 interceptions.
Gun formation again for Calzada. The back is Dowdell this time. There's the snap. He's going to hand it off to him. Tries the right side. He's pulled down by the face mask at the 32, so that'll be a penalty on Ole Miss's Jamarius Brown is in the game. The sophomore from Moss Point reached up and grabbed him by the face mask and spun him down.
Personal foul, face mask, number 96 on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
There was no doubter in front of everybody.
It's been a comedy of errors to end up this first quarter, David. 2 picks and now a 15-yard face mask penalty put Kentucky down inside the Rebel 20 in the green zone. Definitely things have got to change here. Rebel defense certainly needs to try to keep Kentucky to a field goal.
It's at the 16-yard line with a first down and 10 from there for the Cats after that 15-yard penalty. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. In motion to the far side goes Stiletto. There's the snap. Calzada in trouble, sacked. He'll be knocked down back around the 24-yard line or 25, depending on where they spot it. William Eccles got there first for Ole Miss.
Yeah, good job there by William Eccles coming off the right side of the Rebel defensive front. He just simply beat the guard inside. Calzada trying to go downfield, deep routes, but Eccles had none of that.
9-yard sack by Eccles puts the ball at the 25-yard line, and Kentucky from the 25 will have second down and 19. Clock running with 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. Cats leading 7-0. 3 receivers wide left. Calzada takes the snap, is going to hand it off, dancing up the middle to the 21-yard line is Dowdell, and he's dropped there. It'll be a 4-yard pickup, and that'll be the end of the quarter. Kentucky will have a third down and long, 3rd and 15, when we come back. Iman Mielen and Chambers combined on that stop. After 1 quarter, Kentucky leading Ole Miss 7-0 on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
Vaught Hemingway Stadium, home of the Rebels, where over 64,000 voices rise to a crescendo, helping turn big plays into Mississippi mayhem. Ford trucks have an iconic tradition too, like Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 48 years straight. Drive F-150, official truck of the Rebels, only at your Mississippi Ford dealer, based on 1977 and 2024 total sales.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You're listening to Ole Miss Football on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously. The best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
We move into the second quarter. 3rd and 15 coming up for Kentucky from the Ole Miss 21-yard line, leading 7-0. Rebels were victorious. The Now and Ever campaign for Ole Miss crushed our $1.5 billion goal more than a year ahead of schedule, setting records for our state. From scholarships to research to athletics, this win belongs to every Rebel. Stay tuned September 13th for the jaw-dropping final total. We surge past all expectations. Hotty-toddy. First quarter numbers, 17 plays, 61 yards for Ole Miss. 47 through the air, 14 on the ground. 3 first downs in that first quarter, 1 of 4 on third down. Simmons was 3 of 9 for 47 yards, but had 2 interceptions. Kentucky, 16 plays, 40 yards, 30 on the ground, 19 through the air. Calzada, 3 of 6 for 19 yards. They have not done much offensively, but they haven't needed to.
Short fields, David. 2 short fields, including this one right here.
Big third down here. Trips to the left for Calzada, and he puts a man in motion. Ferrier, who's in the game, and it's going to be Law on a quick sweep, and he's going to be knocked down at the 15-yard line. He gets 6 yards.
Yeah, I'm very glad. I'm not sure who the defender was, but he threw his leg out there like he was going to trip him. They didn't call
that. Missed, right?
I'm glad he missed. Yeah, after Law also showed some moves inside once he caught the slip screen. Got a
6-yard gain to 15. So they will attempt a field goal from the left hash for the right-footed kicker from the 23, a 33-yard effort by Coway. He was 1 for 1 last week with a 45-yard field goal against Toledo. Here's his kick, and he's got plenty of distance, and he punches it through. And the Wildcats are on top of Ole Miss by a score of 10-0 with 14-17 to go here in quarter number 2.
Well, the Rebels did exactly what we asked them to do, David, to hold Kentucky to a field goal. So you can't fault the Rebel defense for any more than that. Now we got to get this offense settled down. Got to get Austin Simmons back, not pressuring himself, absolutely just taking what the game will give him. But 2 interceptions in the first quarters led to this 10 points, and that's not the way you want to start on the road.
That ended up being officially a 33-yard field goal for Coway. And Kentucky up 10-0 with 14-17 to go here in the second quarter. 4 plays, they moved 17 yards and a $153 and got the 33-yard field goal.
Yeah, the sack in the game, I believe it was on first down. Once he picked up the first down, was huge there by William Eccles.
LaRosse set to kick this one off now for Kentucky. We flip sides as Ole Miss is going left to right. Isaiah Hartrup is back to receive the kick in the end zone. Well, see, we got to get some offense going. 10-0
Got to settle down. Yes. The wind's blowing, looks like, from left to right. David, we'll see if your kicker get this one out of the back of the end zone.
Here's his kick. It's a wobbly kick, and it will go about 3 yards deep. Hartrup's going to let it go, so Ole Miss will start at the 25-yard line again.
Yeah, another touchback for sure. 3 good kicks there by Kentucky. Rebels once again going to bring this offense out. I believe Austin Simmons will be back. We won't say under center, but he'll back in the gun formation. We've got to get him settled down, David, whether that be the run or the short passes, getting some confidence back.
Well, and Bryant with 2 interceptions for Kentucky. Doing a great job there in the defensive back. He also returns their punts, too. 2 receivers to the left for Simmons. The lone back is Lacey off his left shoulder. He flip-flops right to the left tight end spot. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Quick pitch out to the 30, spinning toward the sidelines, and wrestled out of bounds is Deuce Alexander. That's a nice catch and run. Tackled by J.D. Hardaway. That's right at the 35. Should be a first down, and they are indicating a first down as the Rebels, another banked first down.
I like that matchup we've had with Deuce Alexander against Hardaway on the short side of the field, David. I think Deuce's speed will continually run away from him.
1st and 10 from the 35. Fake on the handoff, back to throw. Simmons over the middle, and this is underthrown. It was intended for Caden Lee, and he threw it behind him a little bit, and fortunately Scott had not turned around. Looked like John Darnell really hit Scott maybe in the hip.
Yeah, that's right. Caden Lee was talking to him after that play, like throwing it a little bit further. He had his guy beat down the middle.
Yeah, he threw it behind him and hit the defensive back. Trips to the right here on 2nd and 10. Handoff on a draw play across the 40 to the 41, maybe the 42 is Kewan Lacey. One of the better running plays of the day. Afari on the tackle. They will spot that at the 42, so a 7-yard gain. The Rebels are left with a 3rd down and 3 now here.
Yes, David, good run there obviously by Kewan Lacey, but the Rebels needed to move the change, David, get a sustained drive going.
Pistol formation, Lacey behind Simmons, put a receiver in motion, and that's going to be Simmons on the carry, and he is short of the first down, tried to run for it himself, and he will be knocked down just shy, inches shy, picked up about 2.5. More than that, almost got the 3. Just inches off the first down as Green made the tackle. The Rebels look like they're going to try to go for it, and they will. They leave the offense on the field, and over center goes Bryson Sanders, see if he can get a surge, and now a timeout's going to be called, or they're stopping action at least, as line judges are running toward the football.
The snapper moved the ball forward. We're repositioning the ball in its original spot.
I think it's smart. You get the first down that way, right? Don't even have to snap it.
Well, every center's going to move the ball.
Everybody does that.
Everybody's going to move the ball.
All right, 4th down and inches. The Rebels are stacked in tight, and he's going to throw. And he throws far side, and he's got his man to the 25 to the 30. Down the sidelines is Wallace. Hit at the 5 and knocked down at the 2-yard line. What a gutsy call. I mean, Austin Simmons hadn't been just showing us a whole lot in the passing game. They fake it and hammer it to Wallace, and he gets all the way down to the 2-yard line. That's another bank first down. The Rebels are in the green zone, 1st and goal. Direct snap to Lacey, tries the right side. Does he get in there? Yes, touchdown, Ole Miss, as the Rebels punch it in. Got in the green zone, presented by Wade Incorporated. Visit them online at wadeinc.com, and then the TD.
Going on the field is a touchdown.
So they're going to look at it and see.
Of course it is. But great call, David, as we go back and look. We don't get a chance to look at that 4th down call, but everybody in the stadium knew it was going to be a run, and it was not. And, of course, we hit Deuce Alexander going down the Rebel sideline. He just simply outran the coverage, and it was a good throw by Simmons to get it out there to Deuce Alexander. When the Rebels take a big gamble, it comes away adding the 7th point right here.
Point after attempt for Carnero, and it's on its way, and it is good. And our score now is 10-7 Kentucky with 12:25 to go. 55-yard pass down the sidelines. Rebels go 6 plays, 75 yards, and a $152. What a gamble on 4th and just inches. And then officially a 1-yard run. They're going to call it for Lacey. We'll take a timeout on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Ole Miss Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Hey y'all, I'm Steve Azar inviting you to escape to Pearl River Resort where the fun is going non-stop. Go off the deep end at the South's most exciting water park, Geyser Falls. After the thrills, test your skills at the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. There's dining delight and love at first sight. And it's always no work and all play at Silver Star and Golden Moon Casinos. So come on, leave it all behind and head to Pearl River Resort.
This is Ole Miss football from Learfield. And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot fast and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Ole Miss has cut the lead to 10-7 for Kentucky with 12:25 to go. 6 plays, 75 yards, and a $152. 1 yard touchdown run for Lacey, and for Lacey on the year, that would be his 4th touchdown. And the 55-yard strike to Alexander was a huge play on 4th and inches from the 45-yard line, and it was not a good throw. We watched the replay. It was behind him. He faked the handoff, threw it, and the catch by Alexander was just fantastic, and then he was able to take it inside the 5 to set up the touchdown.
But, you know, that had to help the confidence of Austin Simmons, David.
Right.
He really was struggling there in the first quarter and in the beginning of the second quarter with 2 picks. That score certainly had to settle his nerves down.
Law and Patterson back to receive this kick from Carnero, and he hits it hard, and that's going to go through the back of the end zone as well, and Kentucky will start at the 25-yard line. You know, all in all, despite trailing and the way things have gone with the offense with a couple of interceptions and all, the defense has really played pretty good here.
Yes, they have, David. I like our matchups as far as the secondary and their receivers, and our defensive front's done a good job so far, really holding their run game to right where we thought it would be. They have picked up a few positive yards, but nothing major down the field. So that's Kentucky's game. They're going to continue to huddle and try to run it off tackle and try to take some air out of the game.
That touchdown was presented by your friends at Rebel Rags by Ole Miss. When you touch down in Oxford, be sure to make Rebel Rags your first stop. Rebel Rags celebrating 20 years with Rebel Nation. Rebel Rags, anything, everything. Ole Miss. Pistol formation for Zach Calzada. There's the snap. Here comes pressure. Hands it off the right side, and Daugherty is going to hammer McGowan. Comes up and grabs him and throws him down. I thought he was going to have a huge run because it looked like a lot of green grass over there. But, boy, Daugherty closed the gap, knocked him down to 30. They do get 5 out of it, though.
Yeah, that was a big recovery. It looked like Daugherty was getting ready to go off the guard, the A-gap, David, trying to blow through the offensive line. He recovered and got outside to stop that run to only a, 5-yard run?
Yep, 2nd down and 5. Deshaun Womack is in the game, the junior from Baltimore, Maryland, for Ole Miss. There's the snap. Here comes a blitz, and it's going to be a quick pass. Near side caught, and getting the first down to 35 is Tolado. And that was a heck of a play. Daugherty came off the right side. Daugherty was right in the grill of the quarterback, Calzada, but Stellato, he was able to get it off to Stellato, and he spun to get it out to the 39-yard line. 9-yard gain, first down, Wildcats.
Yeah, good job. I thought Daugherty was going to be able to knock the ball down. He came on a blitz for sure.
Previous play is under video review.
Wydette Williams made the tackle. That throw was a little bit low.
It must have been real low.
Yeah.
They're going to review it.
Lower than we thought. They are going to take a look at this one and review and see if it hit the turf.
Do we have a monitor in here?
Yeah, we do.
We just missed that. Here we go right here. I think the ball hit the ground.
He caught it, and the front of the ball came all the way to the
ground
turf. That would be an NFL catch and not a college catch, right?
I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be an incompletion, David.
Any level, huh?
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. Looked like he trapped it, didn't he, Fish, right on top of the turf.
We're all looking through red and blue glasses, though, for sure. Right?
Here you go on the big screen right here. Yeah, the ball's clearly on the ground.
What do you think, John Darnell? You got to see it.
It's an incomplete pass, and the bench yelled it from the right when the play happened, and I thought for sure we're going to review this, and of course Coach Kiffin had to look at it on the sideline first, but definitely an incomplete pass.
We'll take a break on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Ole Miss pride. When I'm carrying the Ole Miss Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Ole Miss gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra hottie toddy from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go Rebels to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you. So why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
This is Rebels Football on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand, when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Kentucky from the 30-yard line after that incompletion. On the review, they said it was an incompletion. Pass downfield, knocked away, intended for the tight end, Rodriguez. Rodriguez went up, got a hand on it, but he got sandwiched by two Rebels. Kite was the one that got there first. And then we're not sure about the second one, but an incompletion.
Kite was right there. They had actually two crossing routes. Kudus was coming with a big tight end, but they had a slot receiver from the big side of the field, or the wide side of the field that we're on. And ball was thrown right there in between them, but a good job by Kite of knocking it away.
Yeah, Sage Ryan was in on that one as well. So 4th down and 5, Kentucky will punt away. LaRosse standing at the 16-yard line. Back to receive for Ole Miss is Harrison Wallace at the 21. Rebels are down 10-7. Here's the kick. High kick, but not real deep. It takes a Rebel bounce at the 31 and jumping up and grabbing it. It's one of the cover men at the 32-yard line. So Ole Miss will have relatively decent position on that kick, unofficially about 38 yards. On the coverage was Alex McLaughlin to grab it for it. Took a big bounce.
Now they're marking it about beyond the.
Yeah, that's a terrible mark.
That's a terrible spot.
It never got to the 30.
No, that's terrible.
It bounced back the other way and was grabbed. That's a terrible spot. That's just a missed spot.
And
we're talking about 2 yards, but nonetheless, 2 yards is the deal.
Yeah, the Rebels got the spot, and of course, after a poor kick, the ball went back towards Kentucky, but poor spot there by the officials.
40-yard punt is what it'll be, but it's really a 38-yard punt. Quick pass, far side, caught on the sidelines and turning and working the sidelines is Stribling, and he gets close to the first down, misses it maybe, Harry, by half a yard. He's tackled by Souls and Hardaway.
Yeah, we've been working those sidelines, David. We get the one-on-ones with those receivers. Stribling and Deuce Alexander have done a good job of catching and run after.
2nd down, 1, handoff, 1st down off the right side. Flag comes flying in, though, from the Ole Miss backfield. It's Lacey who went straight ahead off right side for the 1st down. Boy, you hate if this is against Ole Miss. This is just a straight running play. You shouldn't have a penalty on this play. They're pointing at Kentucky,
Personal
though.
Foul. Hands in the face on the defense, number 90.
There you go.
15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
So you get the 1st down on the run, and then the penalty as the Rebels pick up another bank first down. And the penalty is on Mikeese Humphrey Grace, transfer from Cincinnati. Or transfer from South Dakota. He's from Cincinnati. They'll take the ball all the way down to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, we'll certainly take the extra 15, but a good movement there by the Chains after the catch and run.
So Rebels in business, chance to regain the lead. If you can punch this one in, 1st and 10. Not regain the lead, get the lead for the first time in the game. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of Kentucky. Simmons takes the snap, flags fly, and it's a false start on Ole Miss.
Had to be on the receiver.
Number 11 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
That would be on Deuce Alexander.
Yeah, just simply a no-no, David. You can't have a receiver, taking off for the ball snap. He's looking inside, looking at the ball. That's just an absolute drive. Coach is crazy. But Deuce Alexander's had a good game so far. Just a bad arrow right there.
5-yard penalty back to the 44-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 15 for Ole Miss. There's a snap, fake on a handoff, quick pass near side. That's going to be caught. Spinning away is Alexander down the sidelines of the 25, knocked out of bounds. He made the first man miss, got some yak yards, and he will get it all the way down to the 20. That's another Rebel first down, presented by our friends at Bank First.
Well, I'm going to let him bail himself out right there, David. He got back that 5-yard penalty quickly.
To the 21, that was 23 yards. Now a handoff off the right side, a little bit of an opening to the 20 and knocked down at the 17-yard line is Lacey for 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, nice stretch there off the right side. I thought Lacey had some more room if he continued to kick it outside, but he made the cut to go back inside, and the tackler from behind dropped him after only a 5-yard pickup.
4-yard pickup, second down 6 for Ole Miss from the 17-yard line. Souls made that last stop as he's in the game now. Fake on a pitch. Simmons keeps, or rather direct snap actually, to Lacey. Faked a toss, and then Lacey spun off the right side. He broke 2 tackles to get to the 16,
yes,
maybe the 15. Give him a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for Ole Miss, and the Rebels are in the Green Zone, presented by Wade Incorporated. Visit them online at wadeinc.com. Rayner and Saunders on that tackle. Big 3rd down play coming up here. 3rd and 4 from the 15 of the Wildcats. Simmons takes the snap. Quarterback draw straight ahead. He's got the first down to the 10 to the 5. Dives for the end zone. Did he get there? Yes or no?
Touchdown.
Yes. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
Great quarterback draw, David. Split the receivers out wide, left and right, brought the tight end back across, and the Kentucky had to split out there with him, and it was just strictly when they brought the tight end back, Daquan Wright, he just simply cut up the middle, picked off the linebacker. Austin Simmons ran right by him into the end zone.
Video review, the ruling on the field was a touchdown.
Yeah, they're going to have to look at this because it kind of bounced on the goal line, but they did indicate touchdown.
But a good-looking design play there where the tight end comes back in motion and just cuts right off the center to pick off that linebacker and allow the quarterback to key off of that. And he just simply had nothing but green grass till he got inside the 5.
Well, there's his hand on the ground, which doesn't matter. They're not running it forward. And now
that's
elbow
closer than I thought.
Yeah, he's not going to score, I don't think.
Ball's in his left hand. He's left-handed, of course.
Nonetheless, the replay on our monitor here that's kind of stopped on the big screen in the stadium. It looks like that elbow may have been down just before the ball broke the plane.
Should be
Here's the call.
1 foot line.
After video review, the runner was short of the goal line. The ball will be placed inside the 1-yard line.
So it'll be a 14-yard pickup to the 1. It will be a first down for Ole Miss, 1st and goal. Another Bank first down, so it'll be short, but the touchdown does not count.
What if it be a direct snap to one of our running backs? We've done that a couple times in the game. So ball's inside the 1, about the 1 foot line. See if we can't just shove it in right here.
You bring in Daquan Wright, let him make like J.J. Pegues? I don't think so. This is going to be Damian Taylor on the direct snap, and he is stacked up and lost yardage.
David, he hesitated. You can't hesitate down there inside the 1. You got to come forward, but he hesitated looking for some crease, and it was not there, and Kentucky just simply pushed the offensive line back. Might have lost about 2/3 of a yard.
Damian Taylor, the senior from Northport, Alabama, transfer from Troy, took the direct snap and lost about a half yard to the 1. So 2nd and goal from the 1. And they just stacked it up in the line. Here we go again, and this time Taylor does not hesitate, dives off the right side, and that'll be a touchdown, Ole Miss.
That's a great drive, David, aided by some catch and runs, a 15-yard penalty, and, of course, a direct snap there to Damian Taylor. Interesting formation. You had 3 backs in the backfield, including the quarterback. And the direct snap was Damian Taylor, and then Daquan Wright and the other back simply led him right through the hole.
All right. We had we had jumbo package Jamarius Brown and Cooper Johnson in the game. Point after attempt. Rebels are up now 13-10. Point after good, and it's 14-10. 8 plays, 70 yards, 2 minutes and 49 seconds. A 1-yard touchdown run for Damian Taylor. Rebel touchdowns presented by Rebel Rags. When you touch down in Oxford, be sure to make Rebel Rags your first stop. Rebel fans celebrating 20 years with Rebel Nation. Rebel Rags, anything, everything Ole Miss. Kentucky scores the first 10. Ole Miss has scored the next 14, and the Rebels are on top on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
Hey, Rebel fans. For more than 50 years, Mississippi Asthma and Allergies board-certified team of allergists has treated patients by identifying triggers and creating personalized treatment plans. Now, with 8 convenient locations across Mississippi, including Oxford, we're right next door when you need us. Treating infants to adults and Ole Miss students. Find our clinic nearest you at msaac.com. Mississippi Asthma and Allergy, helping Mississippi live life to the fullest and allergy-free.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
You're listening to Ole Miss Football on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Come back. We owe you a station identification. Rebels leading 14-10 over Kentucky with 8:24 to go in the second quarter. We'll be back in 10 on the Ole Miss Radio Network. So that was Eccles in there instead of Cooper Johnson. I'll go with Brown in that jumbo set, and the Rebels were able to punch it in for the TD. Here's the kick, and this is going to go out the back of the end zone for a touchback, and we'll have it at the 25-yard line. Another twist a little bit. It's good to see Townsend back in the mix too, Harry.
Yeah, Delano Townsend, David, was in the fall camp, was a starting left guard, got injured, I think, in the second scrimmage, and has missed all the time until this week. I saw him at practice on Tuesday, leg wrapped, of course, hurt, I think, the right knee, but he's played every snap except, I think, the first or second drive. He's been back in there. So it's good to have him back. Obviously a veteran that came in from UAB.
Rebels will send the defense out as Kentucky will start at the 25. First time the Cats have trailed is 14-10 Ole Miss, 8:24 to go in the second quarter. They got a tight end that's trying to run onto the field late here. And it's Henry Boyer, the junior from Chicago, Illinois, transfer from Illinois. And now the Rebels are allowed to substitute late because Kentucky did. As long as you do it athletically, and the Wildcats are going to have to call a timeout. But that's on them.
Yes.
They were very late with their tight end. That's part of the new rule now. As long as the defense shows that you're athletically trying to make the answer, and Ole Miss just sent like 4 or 5 guys in for the heck of it, basically.
Yeah, knew they were going to run the play clock out, David, which they did. But Kentucky had to call. I think that's their third timeout in the first half, so they just burned their last timeout to save that 5 yards. But really late arriving tight end for Kentucky. Not sure what that was all about.
Injury updates are brought to you by Richard Schwartz and Associates, your Mississippi injury law firm. One call, that's all. We'll check with John Darnell. We just mentioned Townsend being back, so
yeah, that's big.
That's good news.
I don't think they expected him to play as much, but he went in early and was in on that touchdown drive. Good to see him in there.
And Fletcher has not played at all, John. We're not real sure. That was rumor mill that he might be shaking up a little bit from practice this
being
week.
cautious on him. I think he's kind of the same thing. Need him. He can play if we need him, but I don't think we'll have to play him.
Simmons 7 of 14, 144 yards now, 2 interceptions. Lacey 11 carries, 33 yards and a touchdown. Some of the Rebel offensive numbers. Kentucky now ready to snap on first down with the 25, and it's going to be a fake on a handoff and an out route caught and knocked out of bounds is the tight end Willie Rodriguez. There is a flag in the backfield. That might be a personal foul on the pressure up the middle. Taj Chambers got in the backfield. I didn't see it. I watched the ball as it came out of the hand, but here's a replay.
Foul.
Yep.
Roughing the passer on the defense. Number 26. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Well, here's the thing. When you go shoulder to shoulder up high and you knock him backwards, you might as well go ahead and tackle him because you're less likely to get a penalty on that. It's kind of one of those things where the officials have to decide what they think about it. This is going to be a costly penalty, though.
Yeah, brings the ball almost to the 50-yard line with a 9-yard pickup on a little tight end in the flat, and then tack 15 on top of that. But you got to hold up on these quarterbacks. Everybody's flag happy, making sure they protect the quarterbacks in this league.
1st and 10 for Kentucky from midfield. Rodriguez goes in motion. Now it's going to be a handoff, and turning downfield inside the 45 to 44 is Dowdell, the junior from Picayune, Mississippi, tackled by T.J. Banks of Ole Miss. A 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's a nice opening there. David got all the way to the second level. T.J. Banks, a young safety from Tuscaloosa, came up and made a great tackle on him.
Ole Miss leading 14-10, 7:38 to go in the second quarter. Clock running. Wildcats at the Rebel 44. Snap to Calzada. Going to hand this one off, and they get some nice blocking off the right side. First down to the 40 goes Dowdell on a 4-yard pickup, tackled by Gushikin.
Gain of 4 yards.
That'll move the chains.
That's exactly what Kentucky wants to do. Just keep plugging at you, David, with the big backs, and then they'll run play action at some point. But Kentucky did not huddle. They were going to go quickly, but a lot of formation changes, and the Rebels bring in other players. So
Imani Mellon and Franklin has checked in for Ole Miss from the 40-yard line, 1st down and 10. Pistol formation here with McGowan behind the quarterback Calzada. 2 receivers to the left. Rebels show a blitz. He's back to throw, has time, deep in the pocket, throws near side, overshoots the intended receiver, the 25. It was intended for Caddis, and he was being guarded by Kite. Some of the fans here wanted interference. But the truth of the matter is it was thrown high, and Caddis just kind of stopped, and they did maybe bump a little bit, but good defensive play there by Kite. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 40-yard line of Ole Miss.
Yeah, the Rebels manned up in the secondary, David, because Kite's on the boundary side, short side of the field. He trailed Kite all the way across the field, but the ball was simply overthrown, a 6'5" tight end.
2nd down and 10 from the 40. Calzada in the gun. He's going to swing a pass near side. It's going to be caught behind the line of the 40 to the 35 to the 33-yard line is Kendrick Law. He'll be short of the first down. A little swing route. Graves and Banks came up to make the stop there. They're spotting it actually at the 34, so a 5-yard gain, and Kentucky will have 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, big 3rd down conversion here. They had twin receivers out here with one blocker, got it to Kendrick Law, and the Rebels able to converge on it, stop it after a nice pickup of 6.
3rd down and 4 after the 5-yard gain from the gun formation. Here comes the blitz. Calzada runs away from it to his right, throws downfield in the seam, got his man caught at the 20-yard line. Right along the sidelines, a stop route. Gilmore makes the catch, and that's a huge play for Kentucky. To the Ole Miss 18, it'll be a 16-yard gain and a 1st down.
Yeah, that's Calzada's best toss of the day, David. The front actually flushed him out of the pocket. He ran to his right, and Kentucky flooded that zone over there and just found a man that the Rebels did not pick up, but a nice pickup for the first by Kentucky.
1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. As Kentucky trying to regain the lead. 5:37 to go until halftime with Ole Miss on top 14-10. Play clock winding down as they move some players around. Now there's the snap on time. Calzada wants to throw. Out route near side, dropped at the 15-yard line, intended for Caddis. John's on the opposite side, but I don't know if that led him too much or he just had stone hands on that one.
Yeah, he let him a little bit too much. The play should have never started. They got to delay a game. They have no timeouts left.
You're right.
That's what Coach Kiffin's yelling about.
You're
they
right,
snapped
John.
it after the 0 was on the clock and didn't call the delay a game, but
you're right. It should have been stopped, and it should have been a 5-yard penalty, but they let the play roll on and just simply overthrown to Cottis.
2nd down and 10 from the 18-yard line of Ole Miss. Right hash. Dowdell's behind the quarterback Calzada in a pistol. Here comes pressure up the middle. He's going to hand it off to Dowdell. Runs off the right side. Tries to hurdle a Rebel, but is upended and dropped at the 13. They will get 5 out of that, though. And on the tackle, Daughtery and Franklin, as he hurdled Franklin, they're going to spot this actually at the 13-yard line, so the 5-yard gain makes it 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, good job of reacting. That ball was simply supposed to go inside the right tackle, but Dowdell kicked it outside, and Daughtery was able to get him down after a nice pickup.
Well, clock winding down, under 5 minutes to go in the half, 4:50 to play, 14-10, Ole Miss leads. Kentucky 3rd and 5 from the Rebel 13. It's been a good drive for the Cats. The snap to Calzada. He runs out to his left, now settles and fires toward the end zone. It's going to be tipped and almost caught. Should have been intercepted, looked like.
Yes.
It was tipped by one of the Rebels, and in the back of the end zone was Macklin, and Macklin had a shot at that, but it was a little bit too low for him to get to, so it'll be 4th down. Kentucky will try the field goal. Kite and Williams were in that end zone, but it looked like, John, that maybe one of our Rebels had a shot at picking that one.
oh, yeah, mine gets picked off every time on that one right there. He took it kind of back across his body, back into the end zone in a big crowd, but knocked it away and now forcing a field goal.
Yeah,
right
very fortunate, John. It should have been picked.
Williams is the one that batted it and maybe had a shot at picking it. Callaway for a field goal attempt from the 20-yard line. It'll be a 30-yard effort. Kick has plenty of distance, and he drills that one, and Kentucky gets 3 on the drive to cut it to 1. Well, another typical Ole Miss Kentucky game. The previous 4 have been decided by less than 3 points. Ole Miss leading 14-13 with 4:31 to go here in quarter number 2.
Yeah, absolutely, David. As a safety, I would love to have that ball thrown, just hung in the end zone. Whole host of Rebels, not sure why one of us didn't come up with it, but did not. It fell incomplete. Kentucky was able to pull off the field goal, but good job by the Rebel defense of stopping him and holding him only 3.
10 plays, 62 yards in 3 minutes and 53 seconds with a 31-yard field goal officially for Callaway.
But you would like to be the Rebels, take this kickoff, go down and answer going into the half, David. What you don't want to do is go 3 and out and give the ball back to Kentucky with 4:31 to go in the first half. They do get the football the second half, so we don't want a 2-for-1 as the Rebels were able to pull off last week against Georgia State.
Karcher back to receive this, standing in the end zone, and LaRosse is ready to kick it and approaches the football and kicks that one. That's a line drive kick. Hits on the near side, goes inside the pylon and out of bounds. So Ole Miss will take it at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, very fortunate for Kentucky. That ball should have gone out of bounds, David. It was a miss hit for sure. Went right inside the pylon out the back of the left side of the end zone. Rebels got it, 1st and 10 on their 25.
1-point lead for Ole Miss, 14-13. 4:31 for Austin Simmons to work with. Rebels have 2 timeouts remaining. Kentucky's burned all of theirs.
Yeah, that's Delano Townsend, guys, at left guard.
Good to have him back. Boy, looked like he was going to be out a long time after that previous injury. Here's a snap, handoff off the right side. Pushing it for 3, maybe 4 is Logan Diggs. So Diggs in there, the redshirt senior out of Louisiana, tackled by Rayner there.
Well, there was a 4-yard pickup till he marked it back a yard. David only went about a 3.5-yard pickup, but good job by Diggs following his blockers.
2nd down, quick pass, near side, that's caught. 1st down, making the first man miss was Wallace as he gets it out to the 40-yard line. Tackled there by Afari, and that will be a 12-yard gain and another bank first down for Ole Miss. Handoff right side is Diggs. Rebels trying to play fast. As Diggs gets a few, Afari and Green combine on the stop. They put this at the 42. So a 2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, back to that pass play, David. Afari came from behind to make that tackle. Very, very good weak side backer.
Townsend, 6'5", 330 in it on the line out of Flint, Michigan. Handoff left side. Nice blocking by the line there. Breaking through is Lacey. Still on his feet to midfield. He comes back to the near side of the 40. Got a scrum going on, and he's knocked down around the 32-yard line, and that'll be a pickup of 43.
Yeah, Jaden Williams got in behind that crowd, David, and then pushed Kevin Lacey and crowd forward. A lot of fun watching that, as long as you don't get hurt. But a Kentucky player is hurt behind the play. I'm not sure what happened on that, but I'm sure Jaden Williams and company enjoyed pushing Lacey an extra 5 yards, pick up the Rebel first down and down almost to the 30-yard line of Kentucky.
I gave him more yards than it was. What was it, Glenn? A total of 26. I wrote down 26, but I said 40-something.
You said 43.
I wanted 43, Harry. I wanted it.
That's all
right.
Great
run by Lacey,
It is. We'll take the 26, David. Be first down here on the Kentucky 32-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 32.
It's funny to see Ole Miss huddle up. They don't even know how to huddle up. They hadn't done it enough. It just kind of get like the backyard, doesn't it, Glenn? Let's all find a spot here.
Lovett and Rayner. Gadsden was the guy that was shaken up on that play, but he's off the field now. From the Kentucky 32, another handoff working the right-hand side. Lacey plants a right foot, turns it downfield, gets inside the 30 to the 28. He'll have 4 on that one. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for Ole Miss. Lovett and Saunders combined on the stop for Kentucky. Clock at 2:41 and running. Ole Miss with 2 timeouts, leading 14-13 in the football game. Twin receivers to the left here. It's going to be another handoff to Lacey. This time Kentucky got 3 big blue jerseys there and knocked him down. Back at the 29, loses a yard. 3rd and 7. Yeah. Cam Olds, the senior from Richmond, Virginia, transferred from Kent State in Buffalo, getting to play. Linebacker came in along with Rayner to make a big tackle there. So 3rd down for Ole Miss from the 29. Got to get to about the 22. Trips to the left. Lee is one of those. Odom is out there too, along with Stribling, as the right receiver is Wallace, and now Ole Miss is going to call a timeout. 2 minutes, or it's actually the 2-minute timeout, not called timeout. We got to the 2-minute timeout. 14-13, Ole Miss leads. 2 minutes to try to extend the lead when we come back on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
Inspired by the moments that matter. The last-second touchdowns, the rivals outranked, the play fakes that surprised everyone. Touchdown! Especially the other guy's defense. At C-Spire, we connect you with all of it, on and off the field. With nationwide 5G wireless, fiber home internet, and business IT solutions. Because we're not just in your town, we're on your team. C-Spire, customer inspired.
Hey Rebels fans, welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where our bold mayo has been winning over fans since 1917. Where everyone's welcome, whether you're tailgating or watching from home, so cheer on the red and navy as loud as you want. Because as a proud supporter of Ole Miss athletics, we'll be cheering along with all the Rebels fans in Duke's Country. Find Duke's Mayo at a store near you or visit dukescountry.com to learn more.
This is Ole Miss football from Learfield.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Man, I love my kids so much. I once sat for 3 hours in the cold rain to watch her soccer team lose by 18 goals.
I love my kids so much, I once used a tube to suck snot out of her stuffed nose at 3 a.m.
You win.
Love your kids? Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat. From toddlers to tweens, visit nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to find the right seat for their age and size. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
As we come back to Kroger Field in Lexington, Kentucky, 2 minutes to go until halftime. We're in the 2-minute timeout. Ole Miss leads 14-13. The Rebels have marched from their own 25 to the Kentucky 29, are looking at a 3rd down and 7 from there. Austin Simmons is 8 of 15 for 155 yards. He's got 2 picks, though. And Kejuan Lacey, 14 carries, 62 yards, and a TD. The back of the ball is pretty much on the 30, so this is almost 8 yards for a 1st down.
Yeah, Simmons had a rough first quarter, David. Has settled down since and really gotten back into the game, throwing the ball much more effectively, got much better protection up front. So we'll see if the Rebels can't pick this 3rd down conversion up.
Wide out left will go Stribling and Lee. Lee's yet to make a catch in the game. Gun formation for Simmons. 3rd down, about 7.5 from just inside the 30. Lacey goes in motion. They swing it out to him, trying to make a man miss. He does, but he's going to be grabbed and wrestled down at the 25, so it'll end up being about a 4 or 5 yard gain. And the Rebels are left with 4th down, about 3.5. We'll see what Ole Miss elects to do.
You make the decision to go far. It looks like that offense is staying on the field, David. So the Rebels look like going for the 4th down conversion. Nice little swing route out to Lacey. He made several guys miss to pick up some extra yards.
Gusta and Humphrey Grace on the tackle for Kentucky. 4th down and 3 from the 25. Clock at 1:25 and running. Rebels are not going to try to get the points, going for the 1st down. He sends Lacey in motion, and then Simmons points to his line, puts his hand out to call to a stoppage there, and they may take the penalty or get a timeout. They're trying to get Kentucky to jump off sides, and now
timeout.
It'll be a timeout by Ole Miss.
Seconds. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Nah, he sent the field goal team out now. What are you going to do?
Interesting. That'll be an interesting thought process over there, David. They let the clock run down to take the timeout. You don't want to leave Kentucky with much time left in the first half. And I think that was possibly if they couldn't get them to jump to do that. But it'll be interesting to see. Lane Kiffin certainly he's the analytic king. He likes the 4th down conversion. We'll see.
So the Rebels had the 2-minute timeout. Have taken a timeout, so we still have one Ole Miss timeout remaining. And now here comes the kicking team as Lucas Cornero is going to try to get this one go. He hit the goalpost earlier.
Upright, yes, in the first quarter.
33-yard line. It'll be a 43-yard effort. Career, he's 8 of 9 from this distance. Holding is Oscar Bird, the punter. Carter Short will snap it, trying to give the Rebels 3 more. A 43-yard effort from the left hash is the right angle for the kicker. Here's the kick, and he's got plenty of distance. It's on its way, and it is good. And Ole Miss extends the lead to 17-13 with 1:05 left to go until halftime.
Yeah, good, right down the middle with the kicker. Canero, obviously, that's kind of a chippy for him, even though it's 43 yards, but plenty of height, plenty of distance, and the Rebels 1:05 here getting ready to kick off. That's what's left in the first half.
Promising drive, though, John. We got that big catch by Lacey, but we kind of stalled out, had to settle for the field goal.
Yeah, that's right. That's big to get points right there. That was a good answer to their field goal, and you knew Canero was probably going to make that one. He doesn't miss many. He'd have made that first one from 65 yards. It just missed it on the left side, but that one right down the middle. But good job to get points right there right before half.
8 plays, 50 yards, 3 minutes and 26 seconds in the drive. A 43-yard field goal for Cornero to put Ole Miss up 17-13. Cornero set to kick this one off now. Kentucky has no timeouts left with 1:05. We'll see how much gambling they want to do offensively. Here is the kick, and that will head to the end zone again. Another touchback.
Glenn keeps telling me there's Kentucky has one timeout left. That's what's showing up on the
they
stats
may on
here.
the official stats, and that is correct. It's what they do show on Stats Rockets. What do you go? Scoreboard took it off and away from them.
So we'll see what the truth is. But you're right, David. What's the answer here? Is Kentucky going to air it out and try to get some points before the first half, or just go play conservative and run out the clock to get into the dressing room?
Coming up will be the Ford Halftime Show, courtesy of your Mid-South Ford dealers, where you'll find a tradition as strong as the Rebels in Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 straight years. That's Minute and 5 seconds on the clock till we throw it to Dan Courts. Look at some other scores around the country. From the 25-yard line, left hash for Kentucky. Trips to the right, a little diamond set of 3 receivers, not too far from the right tackle. It's going to be a handoff left side, and pushing it to the 29-yard line is McGowan. He will gain 4, tackled by Jaden Yates. And they put it almost at the 30. We'll say 5. Second down and 5. Clock continues to run with 52 seconds until halftime.
Yeah, Kentucky, they're not a hurry-up type of team, but here we are under a minute, and they're still looking for someone to flash them a signal in as the Calzada's come almost to the sideline. So clock is running.
Fans booing a little bit. They want them to be more aggressive, but apparently not going to be. Rebels lead by 4, 17-13. Man in motion. It's a handoff off the right side. Room for McGowan. McGowan gets across the 40 to the 45, up to the 48-yard line. A great run of 18 yards and a first down for Kentucky. So they've got 24 seconds and a timeout to work with. Gushkin makes the tackle. They go to the line of scrimmage immediately here. And there's the snap. He's back to throw, and a pass to the far sidelines caught, and it's grabbed there by Macklin. Makes one man miss before he's knocked out of bounds with 13 seconds on the clock at the 40 of Ole Miss. That'll be a 12-yard pickup, and all of a sudden Kentucky has gotten aggressive. They had a big run and now a big pass. Kite knocked him out of bounds there.
Yeah, Rebels secondary, Davis, backed up 20, 25 yards back. You know, we call that prevent. Sometimes that prevents you from winning. Not sure about all that, but if you're out there on the corner, you got to make that. If you're one-on-one, you got to make that tackle once the pass is completed, and Rebels able to get the receiver out of bounds. But Kentucky now inside the Rebel 50.
Longest kick for Coway on the year is 45 yards on this young season. Trips to the right. 13 seconds to go until halftime, and they got movement by their right tackle. Throw to the far sideline is complete. Now a late flag. I mean, should have been thrown immediately. At the 35-yard line, it's caught by Hester. Hester on the grab, the Tulsa, Oklahoma native, but should be coming back as it looked like the right tackle, Woolschlager, got a little anxious there as he took a big step back before the snap.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 9 on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
Seriously?
Seriously, the right tackle was already set up in pass pro before the ball was ever snapped, but that's not what they called. The results are the same, but that's not what they called. I'm not sure what they're looking at.
That's crazy. The offsides occurred way before that, I would think.
The illegal procedure for sure.
First and 15 now from the Ole Miss 45 for Kentucky. 3-man rush. Calzada has time, runs out to his right, wants to throw. A flag is down. That might be holding in the backfield on Kentucky, and at least Deshaun Womack is thinking that. He's pointing in that direction, saying, yeah, they held me. Clock is down to 8 seconds after that incompletion.
Well, Kentucky, after the nice run and throw down the field, David, had just kind of imploded. They've had some penalties, have not lined up correctly, not using the play clock.
Holding on the offense, number 50, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
That'll bring it back to the 45-yard line, and they've got first down and 25, and that is on Woolschlager. Well, he got a break on the previous play, but they got him on this play for holding. He was offsides or in motion in the previous play.
Yeah, and the Rebels got a big break there, bringing them back inside their own 50-yard line now. So we got 8 seconds left in the first half.
On the previous play, the clock did not start properly. The game clock should be put to 4 seconds. 0-4.
Oh, that's even better. Joshua Braun, the center, Jagger Burton came up limping a little bit after that play, but he's still in the game. From the 45-yard line, 4 seconds left. See if they take a shot on a long ball. And now timeout call by Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, their third. This will be a 30-second timeout.
It's 4:30 Eastern time, and most of the game has time-wise is taken up in the last. 5:30 Eastern time. It's taken up in the last 30 minutes. It's been kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's Ole Miss wanted to see exactly what the lineup was for Kentucky. They've dropped their safeties back all the way back inside their own 20-yard line. Just simply don't get a toss out there and let a bunch of Kentucky Wildcats get in front of a receiver. You have to chase him down. But Rebels certainly don't need to give up anything 4 seconds to go on the clock. Don't give up anything easy here for Kentucky.
17-13 Ole Miss. And John, with 4 seconds left, I know you're going to talk to Lane here in just a moment. You know, if you get out of this without them doing something miraculously right here, you feel relatively fortunate after what was kind of a shaky start for the Rebel offense.
Yeah, it was. The 2 turnovers were bad, but the 4th down call, we went for it on 4th down, the big play by Wallace, kind of took back the game, I think, for us, and kind of changed the momentum right there.
All right, last play of the first half. We anticipate, unless you're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Thank you for bringing that up.
There's a snap back. Calzada steps up. He's going to take off and run right down the middle of the field, thinking about an option or a pitch, and he does pitch to the back, and there will be a flag thrown. It was a forward pitch. Perkins knocked him out of bounds. It was a forward pitch to McGowan, and McGowan was knocked out of bounds, and so they don't get any
illegal
score out of that, but they also
offense,
get
number 5.
an illegal forward pass.
That penalty includes a loss of down. By rule, the half is over.
So the half is over. Rebels leading 17-13. John Darnell's going to visit with Coach Lane Kiffin when he gets a chance. Don't know if TV's going to grab him first. Yeah, Molly McGrath's going to grab Lane first, and then we'll let John Darnell talk to him as well. We're at the break, 17-13, Ole Miss leading Kentucky in the first SEC game in the league this year. Taking place here on a beautiful afternoon now in Lexington, Kentucky. It's kind of gloomy earlier today, but I bet they let the horses out to graze now. The weather has turned out to be just absolutely fantastic. 17-13. Coming up, Dan Kortz will have our forward halftime show. He will look at some other scores around the country, give you the numbers of this one as well, and whatever else Dan's got up his sleeve. And we'll be back for the second half a little bit later. Let's check with John Darnell.
Yeah, Coach, we had the 2 early turnovers, but it seemed like we settled down and kind of took control of the game there in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think the 4th and 1 changed a lot of momentum, you know, the big play there, and it's kind of scary. I think it was 10-0, but, you know, glad our players made a play there.
Yeah, seemed like we got the running game going a little bit better in the second quarter.
Yeah, we did. Changed with the back, how we were doing it, and that helped us a lot.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
And that's John Darnell visiting with Lane Kiffin. And we are at the half, 17-13, and see if the Rebels can come out and have a even better second half here.
Yeah, absolutely, David. 63 degrees, a few puffy clouds, but a beautiful afternoon here in Lexington. The Rebels took control after that 4th down conversion. Almost scored with the toss on the 4th down and down to Harrison Wallace, and the Rebels have not looked back, obviously, after the 2 turnovers. Simmons, our quarterback, has settled back down, David. We've got the run game going, and things are in hand. Defense has played well the entire first half, and you can't ask for much more with that. What do we got? 17-13 going into halftime.
And Dan Kortz has got you next on the Forward Halftime Show on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Ole Miss pride. When I'm carrying the Ole Miss Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Ole Miss gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra hottie toddy from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go Rebels to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
This is Rebels Football on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different. and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This halftime show is brought to you by Mississippi Ford Dealers and the Ford F-150. Like the Rebels, this truck has a strong tradition of greatness, earned by outstanding capability and features like a mobile generator. That's how you create a legacy, and the official truck of Ole Miss. Go Reds! Now let's go back inside the Learfield Network studios and rejoin Dan Cortz.
And hello, everyone, and welcome inside the network studios. Your 20th ranked Ole Miss Rebels lead the Kentucky Wildcats 17-13. A look at how we got there. Kentucky won the toss and deferred, so we saw the Ole Miss offense first. Rebs get close to midfield, but were forced to punt. Ole Miss, though, defensively forcing a 3-and-out to start. Rebs on the second offensive series were the first to get to the other team's side of the field on a 30-yard catch and run from Deuce Alexander. Drive stalling there, though, and then Lucas Carnero's 51-yard field goal attempt hit the left upright, scoreless with 9:52 to go in the opening quarter. Defense then forcing another 3-and-out. Ole Miss then able to pick up a first down, but then Austin Simmons throwing an interception to Ty Bryant. He ran it back to the Ole Miss 30. Wildcats getting a first down to get in the red zone, then getting a goal to go. 2 plays after that, Seth McGowan finding the end zone on a 9-yard run. Kentucky taking advantage of the turnover and striking first. 7-0 Wildcats, 1:55 left in the first quarter. Simmons then throwing another interception and giving Kentucky another short field as they started at the Reb 32. A face mask penalty then put the Wildcats at the 16. Defense looking to hold strong, though.
In motion to the far side goes Stiletto. There's the snap. Calzada in trouble, sacked. He'll be knocked down back around the 24-yard line or 25, depending on where they spot it. William Eccles got there first.
Quarter ended with the score still 7-0. Kentucky Wildcats adding a 33-yard field goal to make it 10-0 with 14:17 to play in the opening half. Ole Miss again getting near midfield. They were then facing 4th and inches, and they decided they were in a gambling mood.
And inches, the Rebels are stacked in tight, and he's going to throw. And he throws far side, and he's got his man at the 25 to the 30. Down the sidelines is Wallace. Hit at the 5 and knocked down at the 2-yard line. What a gutsy call. I mean, Austin Simmons hadn't been just showing us a whole lot in the passing game. They fake it and hammer it to Wallace, and he gets all the way down to the 2-yard line.
Rebs then wasting no time.
To Lacey, tries the right side. Does he get in there? Yes! Touchdown, Ole Miss, as the Rebels punch it in.
10-7 Kentucky, now the score, 12:25 left in the half. Wrapped a 6-play, 75-yard drive, taking 1 minute and 52 seconds off the clock. The Rebs defense then forcing a 3-and-out. Rebs only needing 2 plays to get inside the Kentucky 40. Then a Deuce Alexander reception getting the offense to the 21. 2 plays later, Austin Simmons with a 15-yard touchdown run. It appeared that was then overturned and put the Rebs at the 1. All the review did was possibly delay the inevitable.
So 2nd and goal from the 1. And they just stacked it up in the line. Here we go again, and this time Taylor does not hesitate, dives off the right side, and that'll be a touchdown, Ole Miss.
That's a great drive, David, aided by some catch and runs.
14-10 Ole Miss with 8:24 to go in the first half. 8 plays, 70-yard drive, taking 2:49 off the clock. Kentucky then looking to move and to start, aided by a roughing the passer penalty. Zach Calzada then with some key completions to get Kentucky into the red zone. Ole Miss defense, though, able to knuckle down, keep the Wildcats out of the end zone. They settle for a 31-yard field goal. Ole Miss up 14-13 with 4:31 left in the half. Ole Miss then using the rushing attack to get inside the Kentucky 30. Kentucky, though, able to stop the Rebs from getting into the red zone after being unable to get Kentucky to jump off sides. They settle for a Carnero 43-yard field goal. 17-13 Ole Miss, 1:05 to go. Kentucky made one last effort for points, got to midfield, but couldn't get it in a field goal range. Come away with no points on the final play of the half. and that is where we stand. Ole Miss leads Kentucky 17-13. We take a look at scores around the SEC when we return on the Ford Halftime Show. This is the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
Vaught Hemingway Stadium, home of the Rebels, where over 64,000 voices rise to a crescendo, helping turn big plays into Mississippi mayhem. Ford trucks have an iconic tradition too, like Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 48 years straight. Drive F-150, official truck of the Rebels, only at your Mississippi Ford dealer, based on 1977 and 2024 total sales.
This is professional ball player Jake Mangum. I know what it's like to live, eat, breathe, and play in Mississippi. And no other insurance company competes on my level like Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance. I love my home team at Farm Bureau because they get me and they get what I need. Visit favrates.com for great rates on home and auto insurance. Or find a local agent at msfbins.com. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
You're listening to Ole Miss Football on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas.
Congratulations on getting your diploma.
You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Mid-South Ford Halftime Show. The Ford F-150, official truck of the Ole Miss Rebels. Now back to the Learfield Network Studios and Dan Courts.
And hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ford Halftime Show. Your 20th ranked Ole Miss Rebels lead the Kentucky Wildcats 17-13. We take a look at the SEC and scores from it, presented by Country Pleasin' Sausage. Country Pleasin' Please, official sausage of the Ole Miss Rebels. We stick with the games in progress or final, and a few of them are in progress, starting in Athens, where 4th-ranked Georgia leads Austin Peay 14-3 at halftime, and the second half has not began yet, as they have fallen victim to a weather delay in Athens, has not resumed in over an hour, as they also pushed the kick time of that game up an hour. They were supposed to start alongside us, moved it up, still bitten by the delay, though, are they in Athens. 22nd-ranked Tennessee at home ahead of in-state foe East Tennessee by a score of 48-10 with 12 minutes to go in the third quarter. Vols were up 48-7 at halftime in that ball game. In Como, Missouri tied with rival Kansas at 21 apiece, 9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 13th-ranked Florida at home on top of South Florida, 9-3 with 40 seconds to go in the first half. And in Little Rock, Arkansas leads Arkansas State 28-7 with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, in the first ever meeting between those two programs. 2 games final from earlier in the Lone Star State. In Austin, 7th-ranked Texas defeats San Jose State 38-7, and in College Station, 19th-ranked Texas A&M doubles up Utah State 44-22. That is your look at the SEC, presented by Country Pleasin', official sausage of the Ole Miss Rebels. Ole Miss leads Kentucky 17-13. We'll take a quick look at the numbers when we return on the Ford Halftime Show. This is Ole Miss Football from Learfield.
Hey, Rebel fans. Got a house hotter than a Mississippi summer or pipes colder than your team's rival? It's time to call Air South Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Whether it's cooling you down, heating you up, fixing those leaky pipes, or keeping your lights on, Air South's got your back. We're the champions of home comfort, just like your Rebels on the field. Call Air South Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical today, where your home is our home field. Call Air South now at 662-304-8412. Air South, we care more.
This weekend, Kohl's is giving away millions in Kohl's Cash in store. It's like you're getting free shopping money. At least that's what I tell my husband. Yep, you're just making smart financial decisions, one trendy sweater at a time. Plus, all month, enter our online sweepstakes at Kohls.com for a chance to win $200 Kohl's Cash. Some exclusions apply while supplies last. Giveaway ends September 7th. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit one prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohls.com for official rules and details.
This is Ole Miss football from Learfield.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
We just kind of knew from the beginning that we were family.
They showcased a sense of love that I never had before. I mean, he's not only my parent, he's like my best friend.
At the end of the day, it's all been worth it. I wouldn't change a thing about our lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
And hello, everyone, and welcome back to the fourth halftime show. Your 20th ranked Ole Miss Rebels leading the Kentucky Wildcats 17-13. A quick look at the numbers. Ole Miss outgaining Kentucky 246-150, 159-68 through the air, 87-82 on the ground. Ole Miss 11 first downs to Kentucky's 8. Ole Miss 4 penalties for 51 yards. Kentucky 5 penalties for 4 yards. Ole Miss 2 of 7 on third down. Kentucky 3 of 8 in that category. Ole Miss 1 for 1 in fourth downs. The only fourth down attempted by either team. Ole Miss with a sack and 2 tackles for a loss, but also 2 turnovers. Kentucky also winning the time of possession battle, 16:08 to 13:52. You heard DK Harry and the guys say that was going to be a focal point for the Wildcats. Ole Miss, Austin Simmons, 9 of 16 for 159 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions through the air. Kewan Lacey, 14 carries for 62 yards and a score to lead the way on the ground. Deuce Alexander, 4 catches, 68 yards, leading the team with the catches. Trey Wallace leading the team in yardage, 3 catches, 78 yards on the afternoon. Zach Calzada, 8 of 16 for 68 yards for Kentucky. McGowan, 5 of 36 for a score on the ground for Kentucky. And then Kendrick Law, 3 catches, 20 yards to lead the way for Kentucky in receiving. Now, as you look at the first half stats, Ole Miss ahead of Kentucky 17-13 in the network studios. I'm Dan Quartz, and that is all for the Ford Halftime Show. We'll head back to DK, Harry, and John in Lexington when we return. This is Ole Miss football from Learfield.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dos with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dos with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
This Rebels football on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
When I smoke weed, I get lost in the music. I like to isolate each instrument. The rhythmic bass, the harmonies on the piano, the sticky melody.
Hey, careful, babe. There's someone crossing the street.
Sorry, I didn't see him there.
If you feel different, you drive different. Don't drive high. It's dangerous and illegal everywhere. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Mississippi. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of Ole Miss and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by Ole Miss.
And we do welcome you back here to Kroger Field, where Ole Miss and Kentucky getting ready to start the second half. Rebels leading 17-13. Injury updates are brought to you by Richard Swartz & Associates, your Mississippi injury law firm. One call, that's all. Let's check with John Darnell, see if we got any issues there.
Yeah, no new injuries, David. Same as the first half. You know, we got Delano Townsend in there playing, and didn't know if he was going to play, so that was a plus. So I think we're coming out ahead.
Leading tacklers for the game in the first half, Gushkin, Banks, and Daughtery had 4 each for Ole Miss. 5 each for Afari, Hardaway, and Saunders for Kentucky. Ole Miss will kick, going from right to left. Kentucky left to right from our vantage point. Canero ready to kick, and back to receive is Kendrick Law. And here is the kick, and that, again, will not be able to be returned, and Kentucky will start at the 25.
Yeah, another great kick, obviously, by Canero. I don't think he's had one return on the young season. Start the second half. Rebels coming out on the defense. Played pretty cleanly the first half. Would have liked to have had a pick down that end zone, David. It would have saved a field goal by Kentucky. We didn't come up with it, but I'm expecting to come away some turnovers this half.
So the Cats will start at their 25-yard line. Left hash is where the ball will be spotted for Zach Calzada. His dad, Hector, was an All-American swimmer at Tulane. He's from Beaufort, Georgia. Originally did not play against Ole Miss in 2019 when he was with Texas A&M. We were dealing with Kellen Mond back then. Then he got on the portal roll and went to Auburn, was hurt, couldn't play. Incarnate Word for 2 years, and now here at Kentucky. He's looking to throw. Crossing route right underneath, incomplete. Wow, right through the hands of Kendrick Law. John, I don't know if that was too hard or he just missed it, but
yeah, I know that's a tough pass to complete sometimes when that guy's moving away from you like that and you're dropping back. But interesting call on first down. He threw a middle screen like that to the wide receiver. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, and you're hoping that after it got deflected and up in the air, we might have a chance to intercept that. Second down and 10 for Kentucky from the 25. One back in the backfield is McGowan behind Calzada in a pistol formation. He's going to stretch hand it to him off the right side. He turns it back toward the middle and gets across the 25 to the 28. Will gain 3 yards. And Kentucky now here, he's got 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Kentucky went back to their bread and butter, David, which is kind of a stretch play off that right side. McGowan's got a little more burst than Dowdell. Dowdell a bigger back, but McGowan himself is about 210.
Franklin and Eccles made the tackle.
Yeah, good tackles. Good stop there by the defensive front. 3rd down here. The Rebels 3 down linemen going to put an extra DB in. 3
receivers to the left for Kentucky on 3rd and 7 at their 28. Just underway in the third quarter with Ole Miss leading 17-13. There is the snap. Rebels have a 3-man rush. Calzada runs out to his left, launches it downfield, and it's overthrown at the 50-yard line on a deep out intended for Macklin. The pressure made him really throw that one off balance, kind of falling backwards. Perkins was in the backfield giving him a lot of trouble, so it's 4th down.
Get Perkins out of Raleigh, Mississippi. I asked Get this week. I said, where did you get that nickname? He said, junior high school in Raleigh, Mississippi. The coach told him to go get the quarterback. And it stuck with him. Go get the quarterback. It stuck with it. That's his nickname. I said, do you mind if we use that? He said, absolutely not. Everybody calls me Get.
He said, I'd be honored if you did.
Yes.
Harrison Wallace is back to receive. Good stop for the Rebel defense. Kentucky 3 and out. Punting is LaRosse. Wallace standing around the 23. Snap is good. Gets the kick away. This is a much better punt for him. End over end. Fair catch called for by Wallace around the 24-yard line. And the Rebel offense will check out.
Yeah, good punt, good catch. The Rebel offense coming in, led by Austin Simmons, who has settled down after the first couple of interceptions there in the first quarter. Rebels put up 17 not unanswered, but were down 10-0 in the contest, and then put up 14 unanswered and lead 17-13.
47-yard punt to the 25-yard line.
We'd like to see this Rebel offense crank right back up, David, this third quarter. Let's put some pressure on Kentucky's offense. Score some points.
Austin Simmons will have 3 receivers wide out to the right. Back off his right shoulder is Lacey. Lacey runs toward him, takes the handoff, puts down a hand as he scrambles forward, and gets a 5-yard gain to the 30 before he's knocked off his feet by the strong safety Lovett. 2nd and 5.
Yeah, good job there, David. It's almost like a counter trade. You start one way and come back against the grain. Was Lacey. Got tripped up at the line of scrimmage, put that hand down and fell forward for 5.
2 receivers wide to the left. Here's the snap. Quick pass near side is going to be caught, but tackled instantly is Stribling on that one. In fact, he actually dropped the ball, didn't hold on to it, so it's incomplete. 3rd down and 5 from the 30. Good play by Ryan Nichols, the corner on that side, made good contact.
Yeah, Rebels have been kind of leaning on that play, David. Get it out to the wide receiver one-on-one. Stribling tried to take off with it before he caught it, and good job by Nichols of knocking it away.
3rd down and 5 for Ole Miss to try to keep the chains moving. Got to get to the 35-yard line. There's the snap. Simmons in the pocket. Has time. Zips one too hard to Lee. It was high and over his head. Right at the line to gain. He went up in the air to try to grab it. That was just a fastball. Unable to come up with it. 4th down. The Rebels will have to punt.
Well, we were talking about at halftime. It looks like all he throws is fastballs.
Kentucky will be wearing number 41.
But he's got to get some. He's got to get some touch on that ball. Caden Lee is only 5'11", but David, that ball you couldn't have caught it if he'd been 6'8". So hanging that one on Simmons.
Bird will kick it back, or kick it. Stellato back to receive. Lets it bounce, and it will roll to the 29-yard line, and it will end up being a 41-yard punt and no return. Neither team does anything on their first possessions, both 3 and out. Kentucky will have it when we come back. 17-13. Ole Miss leads with 13:34 to go in the third quarter.
Trey Willis, left tackle.
Marshall Jones, wide receiver.
Alex Philbin, running back.
Hi, I'm Tim from C Spire. Am I in the right place?
It always pays to have the right players on your team. That's why C Spire gives you fiber-fast home internet, nationwide 5G wireless, and best-in-class business solutions, all backed by local 24/7 support. C Spire, customer inspired.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
You're listening to Ole Miss Football on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer. which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
We're told that backup defensive end Lorenzo Cowan was whistled for a hold as well for Kentucky. That'll back them up to the 19-yard line, be 1st and 10 for the 19.
Well, he brought it back to the 27 or 8, David. Look at him. He got the ball in his hand there on the 29-yard line, so I'm confused after Coach Stoops went out and pitched his tent with him.
Well, maybe they're going to correct that. 6 penalties for 50 yards on Kentucky. Ole Miss 4 penalties for 51, but this one is still pending. Here's the call from the field. We'll get in just a moment. They're not going to give it to us. We owe you a station ID. Let's pause 10 seconds on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
On the previous play, there was no hold on number 34 on the receiving team. Number 34 on the kicking team was the one that was holding, and that is legal. Therefore, there is no foul for holding. The ball was moved back to the end of the kick.
They're not having a great day either. They really aren't. So the ball's at the 29-yard line for Kentucky, 1st down and 10.
I'm confused.
So forget the penalty. It will be at the 29-yard line, 1st down for the Cats. Ole Miss leading 17-13. Handoff left side, running into heavy traffic is Dowdell. He's dropped at the 30, maybe the 31 by Xavier Harris. He'll get a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Hey, don't forget the Rebels Can Do comes in red when our offense goes for 4th downs. They're sponsored by Mid-South Ag Equipment, your North Mississippi Case IH equipment dealer. Getting the job done starts with choosing the right red tractor. Let Mid-South Ag Equipment help find the right red tractor for your operation with locations in Byhalia, Tunica, and Clarksdale, along with Sumner. Visit them online, midsouthag.com, because Can Do comes in red. Here's the snap, play action pass. Quezada runs to his right, looking downfield, lobs it out of bounds. Nobody open, so he threw it away. So it'll be 3rd down and 8. Some of the fans booing because he really did have his tight end, Rodriguez, in the seam open. He'd beaten his man in the gap over here around the 45 of Ole Miss. Pressure by Harris again for the Rebels.
Yeah, the Rebels only rushed 3. David dropped 8 back in coverage, and Calzada's he's backing up as he's rushing out to his right. It's kind of hard to throw the ball downfield, any velocity on it when you're backing up. Good job by the Rebels. 3rd down conversion here.
3rd down and 8 for Kentucky from their own 31. Ball in the middle of the field. No wide side here. There's the snap back. And Calzada runs right. There's a flag down in the backfield. He throws far side, incomplete. Good coverage there. Was intended at the 45 on a sideline route. And Wydette Williams jumped up and knocked it away from Willie Rodriguez, but there's a flag.
Holding. Number 73 on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Yeah, it's a good tackle by what is 73? The left tackle. He did a good job of tackling one of our rushers right there. They fortunately called it, but the ball is incomplete. Rebels going to get it back after 3 and out by the Kentucky Wildcat offense.
You might think backing them up, you run another play, but you're going to get the ball here. And
yes.
Amount of field doesn't really matter to the Rebel offense, or hasn't since Lane's been here. Pete was the one that was holding there, the transfer from New Mexico State. Harrison Wallace back to receive this punt from LaRosse. Wallace standing at the 25-yard line. 17-13 Ole Miss, 12:37 to go in the 3rd quarter. Rebels stacked in tight. Now they're going to drop back and block. Here's the kick, wobbly end over end kick. Wallace catches it at the 25, does not fair catch, and will get about 3 yards to the 28 before he's tackled there. So the Rebels will start at their own 28-yard line with a 1st down and 10 after that Kentucky punt. Scott made the tackle for the Wildcats. That was a 44-yard punt.
Yeah, not a lot of hang time. Wallace took a chance catching that. Thought he might get it, but a good open field tackle there by one of the Kentucky defenders. Rebels once again, 2nd series with the football on the offense. Certainly would like to get some things established and get this thing going.
We've seen 3 3-and-outs to open the 3rd quarter. 2 by Kentucky, 1 by Ole Miss. Second chance for Ole Miss to change that trend from the 28. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Lacey. Starts up the middle, tries to kick it outside. Nothing there. He's hammered Kentucky stayed at home on that side, and they were not fooled. J.Q. Hardaway and David Rayner both were there for the no-gain play. It'll be second down and 10.
Yeah, Rayner's the middle backer, David. Good job of filling that gap and just made a great tackle right there on Lacey.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Austin Simmons fakes the handoff deep down the middle. He's got a man snagged at the 35 right over the field. Just a jump ball grab by Harrison Wallace. That's a big gainer. J.Q. Hardaway on the tackle. The Rebels get a first down. First one of the second half. First downs throughout our game are brought to you by our friends at Bank First. This is all the way to the 33 of Kentucky and good enough for 39 yards. And quickly the Rebels go right back to the line of scrimmage. They love to move fast, especially after a big completion. First down at the 33 of the Cats. Fake on a handoff, slant route, caught at the 25 and tackled there is Caden Lee. His first catch of the game, Harry, as Bryant brings him down a little bit shy of the first down.
Yeah, he's been targeted several times, David, but one was picked off, and the last one he was targeted was over his head, but a good slant route right there and a good throw by Simmons.
They put it at the 35 for an 8-yard gain, so it will be 2nd and 2. Handoff, Lacey up the middle. He's got the first down as he is knocked off his feet at the 21-yard line. It'll be first down for the Rebels.
Yeah, good job
another
there.
First down presented by our friends at Bank First.
Yeah, Rebels, a lot of motion, David, a lot of different eye candy, but just simply run it with Lacey.
Afari on that tackle led them with 13 last week. Handoff, left side. Lacey just kind of picking his way, finds a little opening, shoots through it, gets to the 10-yard line, and it's first down and goal. The Rebels are in the green zone, presented by Wade Incorporated. Visit them online at wadeinc.com. And yet another Bank first down. Keep it going, Rebels. First and goal from the 10.
Yeah, certainly would like to get it in the end zone right here, but very good patience by Lacey, just making sure he's got that opening, and he bursted around the left side of the Rebel offensive line. Diego Pounds and Delano Townsend, good job.
Scott and Bryant combined on that tackle. It's an 11-yard pickup. Hand off to Lacey again. Kewan runs right. He gets to the edge. He takes it in. Touchdown, Ole Miss. We do have a flag down, though, around the tight end, Daquan Wright. This might be coming back.
I think it's going to be Delano Townsend holding number 75, David, for the Rebels, unfortunately.
Holding number 75 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
That would
Excuse
be
me,
Kudus.
Patrick Kudus.
Patrick
I'm sorry,
Kudus.
not Delano Townsend, but
so that
number
score
75
will not count.
Nope, I saw it when they threw it. And I was a lot further away than they were, but unfortunately,
they got that one right.
They got it right. They got it right.
10-yard penalty. Will bring the ball back to the 20. The unfortunate thing is it's first and goal from the 20.
That's correct.
Ball be on the left hash. Rebels ready to snap again. Ole Miss leading 17-13. 10:05 to go in the third quarter. Handoff, and that's Taylor who's in the game, and he gets a yard, maybe two. Sam Green, Jack linebacker, and the middle linebacker Rayner combined on the stop. And it'll be just inside the 19. We'll call it a 1-yard gain, 2nd and goal from there.
Well, you just don't get that same burst, David, with the backup running back, Damian Taylor, as you do with Lacey. But Lacey needed a little breather, so we brought him in.
From the 19, 2nd and goal, handoff right up the middle. And that's going to be Taylor again. And Taylor pushes this one to the 11. That was just no shake and bake there. Just take it to him and see what you can get. That's an 8-yard pickup to the 11. Jaden Smith, who's really the third-string Rover nickelback, redshirt freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina, made the tackle there. So the Rebels now are looking at 3rd down and goal from the 11-yard line on this snap. Twin receivers left and right. Both are tight to the tackles. Nobody really wide out. Now in motion to go further out wide right is Wallace, and he'll settle. There's the snap. Simmons wants to throw. Back corner of the end zone, incomplete. Wallace could not get free to get into the corner as Hardaway had him covered. In fact, Hardaway had a better shot at trying to get that, but it was high and out of bounds. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, just trying to confuse the secondary of Kentucky with a little motion and 4 wide, but they did not bite. They had man coverage in the secondary, and Harrison Wallace covered very well in the back of the end zone. Almost a throwaway. Rebels line up here for the field goal.
The Rebels have pushed themselves into the green zone presented by Wade Incorporated, but have stalled out and will attempt the field goal from the 18, 19-yard line, 29-yard attempt right in front, and Canero has no trouble with that one, and the Rebels go up 20-13, now lead by a touchdown and a PAT. 8:48 to go here in the third quarter. Ole Miss 20, Kentucky 13 on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Ole Miss Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
This is Ole Miss football from Learfield.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone or just taking a deep, calming breath to ground yourself. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Ole Miss gets a 28-yard field goal, 9 plays, moved 61 yards, stalled out, but got the 28-yard kick from Cornero and took 3 minutes and 39 seconds on that drive. And the Rebels are up 7 now by a score of 20-13 over Kentucky with 8:48 to play here in quarter number 3. Coors Light, Mountain Cold Refreshment. Choose Chill, official corporate partner of Ole Miss Athletics. Celebrate responsibly.
Yeah, the 15-yard holding penalty, David, absolutely, or the 10-yard holding penalty, absolutely killed the Rebels. Kudus, number 75, the right guard, as Kawan Lacey was going into the end zone, they had to bring it back, and the Rebels had to settle for the field goal, but go up a full 7 points in the contest.
Jump ball catch by Wallace for 39 yards on second down, though. Here was a big play in that drive to get points.
It was, but he was running the post. He was manned up and had his guy beat. Had the ball been thrown properly, he'd have still been running, but he had to stop and wait. He had the man beat so bad he had to stop and wait on it, and the defender finally got there for the tackle. But, just Simmons has not had a very crisp day.
Cornero will kick this one, and that's going to go into the end zone about a yard deep here on the near side. That's the first time he's actually like he mishit it a little bit, but it's still a touchback.
Yes, it is. That was not his best effort either. I thought the running back was maybe going to try to grab it. He just wanted to make sure it hit in the end zone, which it did, but it was only about 1 yard deep in the end zone.
Ole Miss 20, Kentucky 13. Cats will try to get back into this thing with 8:48 to go in the third quarter. They have not been able to mount any long drives, John Darnell. We've done a pretty good job of keeping them relatively in check offensively.
Yeah, that's why a touchdown callback was huge, because we're 2 scores up then. Now we're just 1 score up, and anything can happen with Kentucky. 1 play, and they're back in it.
Yeah, we saw that last year, didn't we? It was a swing pass, a little sidearm delivery by Calzada on an out route to the tight end, Caddis. Caddis makes the catch and tackle the 29-yard line. It'll be a 4-yard pickup. Wydette Williams makes the tackle. It's just shy of the 30. We'll call it 5. It'll be second down and 5 for Kentucky.
Yeah, good job by Williams, David. He had to cover a lot of ground to get to Caddis, the tight end, but Calzada likes to go to those tight ends, big targets for him.
Second down 5, right hash, off in motion goes Law to the far side. There's a handoff working the left side and getting the first down across the 35 to the 36. A hard run between the tackles is Seth McGowan. And they're excited about their running back tandem. This will be to the 37, so a pickup of 7. First down for the Cats, tackled by Jamarius Brown and Deshaun Womack.
Well, Kentucky uses 2 backs we've talked about, but McGowan gives them a little more explosion when he gets that football.
Trips to the left here. Tight end right is Caddis. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff. Running right to the 40, lowering his head to the 45, and running through Nick Cull. But Cull got him enough to get him on the ground was Seth McGowan. But that's another nice run for the Cats. This one to the 46 is a 9-yard pickup. And it'll be second down and 1 for Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky football, David, just want to continue to pound it on the ground. That time McGowan was able to find the crease off this right side and rushed it up for a quick 9.
Slot receivers wide out to the left with 2, 1 here to the right. 2 tight end set. Or really a 1 tight. No, it is 2 tight ends, I guess. Back to throw. Calzada deep down the sidelines. Has his man wide open. Caught at the 15-yard line is Jamari Macklin. It'll be first and goal. That's over Cull. And that'll be spotted at the 10-yard line. So a 44-yard strike.
Yeah, Cull bid on the stop and go, David. Just a stop route, and then he took off. Double move there. Cull was able to catch up. Not a great thrown ball, but well enough that the Kentucky receiver came away with it in a nice play to get him inside the 10.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Pistol formation here. The back is McGowan. And there's the handoff to him. Little stutter step straight ahead. Not much. Gets a couple of yards to the 8. It'll be second and goal from there. Tackled by Jaden Yates of Ole Miss.
We're missing T.J. Banks in that secondary, guys. Maybe John can check on that. I don't know if it's an injury or not, John, but I've not seen him in there on this particular drive.
We'll get an update on that. Ole Miss is going to get Damon Ellen out, bring a big guy in. Jamarius Brown. Second down and goal from the 8-yard line for Kentucky. Ball on the right hash. Calzada is going to take a snap, hand off to McGowan. He's running to his left, heading to the corner. He beats everybody. Touchdown, Kentucky.
Too easy right there, David. Nobody set the edge. Perkins was on that side. He had backed up for whatever reason, thinking in coverage, and he just got beat to the corner. Nice run by McGowan.
An 8-yard touchdown run for McGowan, and what a drive for Kentucky. They go 75 yards in a hurry. The 44-yard strike to Macklin set this one up. And now they're a PAT away from tying it at 20-20. Ole Miss 20, Kentucky 19. 5:38 to go in the third quarter. Point after attempt by Coway. And he will kick it and make it 20-20. 5:38 to go, quarter number 3. 6 plays, 75 yards in 3 minutes and 10 seconds. 8-yard touchdown run for McGowan. We'll take a break on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
Hey y'all, I'm Steve Azar inviting you to escape to Pearl River Resort where the fun is going non-stop. Go off the deep end at the South's most exciting water park, Geyser Falls. After the thrills, test your skills at the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. There's dining delight and love at first sight. And it's always no work and all play at Silver Star and Golden Moon Casinos. So come on, leave it all behind and head to Pearl River Resort.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Ole Miss pride. When I'm carrying the Ole Miss Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Ole Miss gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra hottie toddy from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go Rebels to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC.
This is Rebels Football on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
We ask parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child, to give them the love that a child needs. It's probably the best you can do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, know it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
As I mentioned, Kentucky with a nice drive to tie this game at 20-20. It'll be Ole Miss's turn with 5:38 to go in the third quarter. Mississippi Ford dealers and the Ford F-150, official truck of the Ole Miss Rebels. Well, we see 3 of the 4 quarterbacks warming up on the field there. You've got Simmons, who's gone the distance. We have not seen Trinidad Chambliss in the contest at all. A.J. Maddox warming up as well. We do anticipate seeing Austin Simmons again. Back to receive for Ole Miss will be Hartrop, and kicking off will be LaRosse for Kentucky.
David, that was a big answer by Kentucky. The big stop and go on the play to Kendrick Law was the main play in that drive, but Ole Miss secondary bid on it, and Kentucky went on down and scored, tied this game up.
Macklin, who hauled that one in. You know, we talked about Macklin being the cousin to Jeremy Macklin, a younger cousin, you might add. Jeremy played at Missouri in 8 seasons in the NFL. And, of course, this Macklin transferred from Missouri.
Yeah.
They made a
Macklin,
fantastic catch.
not Law, but Macklin caught the pass.
Yeah, Macklin caught it. Here's the kick. And he hits that one really well, and it will go in the end zone for a touchback, and Ole Miss will crank it up at the 25-yard line.
Well, the game's tied up 20-all, David. The Rebels got the football. Would certainly like to go down and answer right here. We need Austin Simmons to just direct this offense, get things back under control, make good throws.
Ball be toward the left hash of the 25-yard line. Rebels are standing up in a huddle formation behind the line. Now will break and go to the line of scrimmage. Coming to the left here is Deuce Alexander by himself. 2 receivers are wide to the right. 4 across the front for Kentucky. They bring an extra quick pitch to Lacey, sweeping right, and he'll be pulled down around the 30. Picks up 5 yards. A little quick pitch and sweep, and Rayner makes the tackle. 2nd and 5 for Ole Miss.
Yeah, the 2 inside linebackers, Rayner and Akara, have really got good speed, David. Rayner able to run outside with Lacey, stopping them after only a 5-yard gain.
2nd down 5 for Ole Miss. Ball on the right hash now. Kentucky fans chanting blue-white. Here's the snap. Fake to Lacey. Pass is open and caught by the tight end at the 45. Trace Buckler hauls it in as he runs a seam route. Throw was a good one by Simmons. The Frisco, Texas transfer from New Mexico with a big play gives the Rebels a first down, another bank first down, all the way out to the 47 of Kentucky. That was a 23-yard pickup as Rayner made the tackle.
Yeah, play action throws Rayner as he allowed Buckler to run past him, but he was able to catch up for the tackle, David.
First down in Kentucky territory. Simmons wants to throw, runs to his right. He's going to keep it and tuck it. He'll get a first down and go out of bounds around the 34. Boy, Kentucky did not contain him at all on that particular play, and the Rebels get the first down to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, he was simply zoned in on Stribling, who ran a double route, but the corner did not bite, and Stribling could not get away from him, but good run by Simmons.
Another bank first down for the Rebels. And now a handoff into heavy traffic up the middle. Lacey, not much, maybe a couple of yards. Line of scrimmage, the 33. That previous play was 14 yards on the run by Simmons. And now a 2-yard gain to the 31. And the Rebels have 2nd down and 8 from there. A tackle by Rayner and Scott.
The Rebels want to definitely finish this drive, David. Get it in the Kentucky end zone.
Tie game at 20-20. Snap to Austin Simmons. He's going to hand this one off to Lacey. Off right tackle. He breaks through. He's to the 20. Hit and knocked off his feet at the 16-yard line. Got a good block on that right side of the line out of Williams and Kudus. And they will spot it at the 16-yard line. That's a pickup of 15 yards and another first down for Ole Miss presented by Bank First. And the Rebels are in the green zone by Wade Incorporated. Out route caught by the tight end again, and that is Buckler who hauls it in. And another quick pickup for the Rebels. The green zone always presented by Wade Incorporated. You can visit them online at wadeinc.com. This is a 6-yard gain to the 10-yard line. So 2nd down and 4 from the 10 for Ole Miss. Rebels moving quickly. Ball on the right hash. There's a snap and a quarterback draw for Simmons off the left side. And nope, not much there. He'll get to the 7. But that was a hard 3 yards for the QB. Afari on the tackle. 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, that's not what we want Simmons to do, David. But at the previous play, Simmons was able to go down his 3rd progression, able to get it to the tight end. Here it is 3rd and 1. Rebels need to pick it up.
3rd down 1 from the 7-yard line of Kentucky. 2:38 to go in the 3rd quarter. We're tied at 20-20. 2 receivers are to the right. There's the snap. Simmons again on a quarterback draw. Runs left, has the first down, plants his foot, runs into the end zone. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
Good run there by Simmons. It was quarterback run all the way, David. He was sprinting out to the wide side of the field and just finally planted that foot and ran right up beside a Kentucky defender and a wide receiver in for the score, and the Rebels answered quickly.
So another Rebel Rags touchdown. When you touch down in Oxford, be sure to make Rebel Rags your first stop. Rebel fans celebrating 20 years with the Rebel Nation. Rebel Rags, anything, everything, Ole Miss. Rebels have regained the lead, 26-20, 2:20 to go. 3rd quarter, point after attempt for Lucas Carnero. Now Carnero's kick is good. And the Rebels are up by 7 again, 27-20 with 2:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. That was a 75-yard drive, 8 plays. Big 7-yard run by Austin Simmons. You had a 23-yard catch by the tight end Buckler, which was huge. Lacey with a couple of good runs. Simmons with a good run. And, of course, that touchdown run at the end. So Ole Miss answers Kentucky's 75-yard drive with one of their own.
Yeah, good blend of run and pass, David. Obviously, when you can run the football, that play action will freeze those linebackers. That's exactly what happened for Buckler. He ran right by Rayner, the middle backer. Rayner eventually caught up to make the tackle, but Buckler got behind him, and Simmons just dropped a dart in there to him for the big gain on that drive. But good mix of run and pass. The Rebels go back and answer and go up by 7.
Well, you want to stop John Darnell. That was a nice drive by the Rebel quarterback, Austin Simmons. That's his best series, I think, of the day.
Yeah, of course. That was a big answer right there. The crowd had got back into it, but Harry said the best throw of the day he made was to Buckler.
Yes.
He laid that one in there, had some touch on it, right over the top of the linebacker. Good play call and a good play. Unlikely guy, Buckler, going to beat the guy down the middle, but a big play, 2 big plays by him on that drive.
Yeah. Transferred in here from New Mexico and has been a really good player in the fall camp, and he's now getting to add to that in the game.
Carnero ready to kick this one away. And this is going to go through the back of the end zone as well. Another touchback. And Kentucky will play at the 25-yard line. Austin Simmons now is 13 of 23 in the game for 235 yards. He's thrown a couple of interceptions, has a rushing touchdown now. Lacey is over 100 yards again here. 21 carries, 104 yards, and a TD. Of course, Lacey last week in the opener.
8, wasn't it?
Went 108.
I think it was 108.
Yeah, 108 in the game.
One big long run, touchdown run. But Lacey gives you that explosion, David, able to plant that right foot and cut, and just a good job of running the football today. Kentucky's been pretty stingy, but Lacey's running it really effectively.
Rebels with a 7-point lead now, trying to hold Kentucky. See the Reb defense can get a stop. Calzada in the gun has 3 receivers to the right. He's going to hand it off instead off the left-hand side. Stacked up, not much at all for Dowdell. In fact, not only was he stopped in the front, he got chased down from behind as well. Jamarius Brown, Xavier Harris in there, among others. It was a nice job by the Rebels, and it'll be no gain. 2nd down and 10 from the 25.
Yeah, Jamarius Xavier Harris from the offside end, David, all 330 pounds of him was able to run the back down away from him.
Yeah, he's listed kind of like a defensive tackle, but in the three-man front, he is sometimes like an edge guy.
That's correct.
He's more in the middle here. There's the snap. Calzada, underneath pass, is going to be caught and, stuck at the 26-yard line is Law. And that'll be a one-yard game. That's Perkins, who loves to hit people. He said, get him. He got him there, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Did exactly what he's supposed to do, David.
It was a quick little hitter underneath, and it looked like, a little bit of green pasture, but no, Perkins said that's all you're going to get. 3rd down and 9 for Kentucky from their 26-yard line. After that 1-yard pickup.
Do you rush 3 and drop 8, David, or do you get pressure? We'll see.
You got extra DBs out there. On 3rd down and 9, Calzada yells something to his line. His center, Burton, points at one of the Rebel defenders. Here's the snap. Back to throw in the pocket, being chased. He runs out to his right, trying to find somebody. Throws it down the sidelines. Incomplete. Great pressure. Cam Franklin was hot on Calzada, who's running to the sideline as well. And for a big guy, he can really move, and Calzada just desperately threw it down the sidelines to nobody. It'll be 4th down, and Kentucky will have to punt.
Yeah, the young sophomore, all 6'5" and 295 pounds of him, Cam Franklin. Not only does he play that strong side D end, David, they'll move him down to tackle, and I think that's what happened right there. But he was able to flush Calzada out towards the Kentucky sideline and run right with him, forcing an errant pass.
Went down the elevator at the team hotel with Cam this morning, and, boy, felt very small. Here's the kick. Nice, high, spiraling kick, driving Wallace back, and he's going to call a fair catch at the 18. What a great punt there by Kentucky's LaRosse.
Well, a good stop by the Rebel defense, David, after the Rebels answered and scored down to go back up ahead 27-20 in this contest. The Rebel defense got 3 and out, and after a 56-yard punt, Rebels will have the football at their own 17, 18.
18-yard line is a 56-yard punt to the 18.
How many punts has Kentucky had today, Glenn?
Ball in the left hash. 6 total punts?
Yes.
Well, you want that 2-scored lead, don't you, John and Harry?
Absolutely.
Let's see if we can get that here. It's only 43 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. The handoff is to Lacey, and he is stacked up behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
Kentucky got some penetration. That's a 2-yard loss to the 16. 2nd and 12. They had Gadsden in there, and also Sam Green, the 2 G guys, Gadsden and Green.
Yeah, kind of a delayed slant there, David, with a running back, but nothing happened. It absolutely clogged it up.
18 seconds to go in the quarter. So we approach the 4th quarter. The Rebels with 2nd and 12 from the 16-yard line.
I think the Rebels are going to let the clock run out. The play clock's got more ticks on it than the game clock.
5 seconds left. And Simmons just standing there, so the Rebels will flip-flop to the other end of the field.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
We will start the 4th quarter with Ole Miss leading Kentucky 27-20. The Rebels will have a 2nd down and 12 from their own 16 when we start quarter number 4 on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
This weekend, Kohl's is giving away millions in Kohl's Cash in store. It's like you're getting free shopping money. At least that's what I tell my husband. Yep, you're just making smart financial decisions, one trendy sweater at a time. Plus, all month, enter our online sweepstakes at Kohl's.com for a chance to win $200 Kohl's Cash. Some exclusions apply while supplies last. Giveaway ends September 7th. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit 1 prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohl's.com for official rules and details.
Inspired by the moments that matter. The last-second touchdowns, the rivals outranked, the play fakes that surprised everyone. Touchdown! Especially the other guy's defense. At C-Spire, we connect you with all of it, on and off the field. With nationwide 5G wireless, fiber home internet, and business IT solutions. Because we're not just in your town, we're on your team. C-Spire, customer inspired.
You're listening to Ole Miss Football on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ed Council.
Put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D, that means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
We're back in Lexington, Kentucky, as the Rebels will have the ball second down 12 at the 16-yard line as we get ready to start the fourth quarter, leading Kentucky 27-20 here on the road. Listen to all things college sports, including live games and talk on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, channel 84, and streaming on the SiriusXM app. Through three quarters, you've got Ole Miss with 395 yards on 58 plays. Kentucky only 237 on 49 plays to this point. Simmons is 13 of 23, 235 yards and 2 interceptions. He run the ball 7 times for 42 yards and a touchdown. Kentucky, Calzada, 11 of 24 for 119 yards. 10 first downs for Kentucky, 18 for Ole Miss. Some of the numbers from this, the three-quarter mark in the game. Kendrick Law's got 4 catches for the Cats. Rebels are led by 4 from Harrison Wallace and Deuce Alexander. And, of course, we told you about rushing. Keywan Lacey's gone over the 100-yard mark. He's got 102 net yards on 22 carries and a TD. Big play coming up here. Second down for the Rebels. Second and 12 from the 16. Fake on the handoff. Simmons wants to throw. Throws it at the feet of the receiver. He was trying to get it either to Wright or to Wallace. They both were kind of in that area, and he just spiked it, maybe intentionally. It's third down.
It was going to be a tight end screen to the left side, David, and Kentucky sniffed it out. Good job by Simmons just simply throwing it away, but leaves us third and 12 here.
Kentucky defense trying to keep this to a one-score game. Ole Miss with third down and 16. Got to get out to the 28-yard line for a first down. It's third down and 12 from the 16-yard line. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff, and that's nothing. Lacey loses yardage back to the 13. That is a 3-yard loss. He ran right into the blitz. Gusta and Afari on the tackle, and Ole Miss has 4th and 15.
Well, David,
for Kentucky, number 4 is now wearing number 41.
That comes with a lot of snaps, but Austin Simmons had to recognize that was a blitz coming. So you got to check out of that, okay?
Yeah.
If they're giving him the ability to check, I don't know if that's correct or not, but if you see that blitz coming and you got a run play right into it, you got to check away.
Bird punting from the goal line. It's a nice leg into this one. Wow, big punt all the way back to the 30. Now it takes a Kentucky roll, hit about the 34, bounce back to about the 36-yard line. But a nice punt. Raymond Collins got down to down it for Ole Miss. Collins is from Gulfport, Harrison Central Red Rebel, and then went to Jones Junior College, his second year at Ole Miss, 7th best JUCO player nationally in 2023. Does a good job on special teams. Good chance to talk about him down in that one. But the Cats will have it at the 36-yard line and trailing by 7. That was a 51-yard punt.
Yeah, good job of Kentucky of shutting the Rebel offense down, David. 3 and out right there. 2 runs and attempted tight end screen, but backwards, unfortunately, for the Rebels, and had to punt it away.
Rebel D will try to hold now. Ole Miss up 7, 14-13 to play in the game. Ball on the right hash for the Wildcats. Zach Calzada has one back in the backfield, McGowan. They're on the right hash. He brings a receiver in motion to the near side. Stellato is going to pass it on a little out route, caught there by the tight end, and that is Caddis. And he is spun around and tackled. Gets a little bit of a positive gain. Antonio Kite, Jaden Yates worked to finish him off over there. And they'll spot this just shy of the 39, so we'll call it 3, but it's a long second down and 7 for Kentucky. Ball on the right hash. Slot to the right, H-back left is the tight end again. Gaddis, there's the snap. And a handoff, little delay handoff, and pushing to the 44-yard line is McGowan. Just lowered his head and drove a Rebel back. They're spotting him at the 43, so that'll be a 4-yard pickup. It's 3rd down and 3. Daughtery and Kite combining on the tackle.
Yeah, Daughtery did a good job making the tackle, David, because he had a guard out there on top of him also pushing him backwards, but he was still able to make a tackle on McGowan after a nice run.
Third down play coming up here. 3rd down and 3 from the 43 right hash. Tight formation here for Kentucky. They have an offset eye in the backfield, and now Law, who was back there, goes in motion to the far side. There's a handoff starting toward the middle, cutting back to the left, getting the first down out to midfield and down to the 45-yard line is McGowan. And he just did some dancing around to dodge some players and picked up a huge first down. Franklin will make the tackle, but that's a 12-yard gain for the Wildcats.
Yeah, defensive front did a good job of stacking it up. McGowan just simply cut it outside, and there was a defender there, but he faked him off and got it in the second area of the defensive backfield, and that's a nice 12-yard pickup to move the chains.
This time they'll send J.J. Hester way wide out to the right, a 6th-year player for Kentucky from the Ole Miss 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Pistol formation, a handoff again. This time McGowan off the right side. It's going to be dropped at the 41. He'll pick up 4 yards on that. And Kentucky's, you're happy with the run game when you get 3 to 4 per pop, and Kentucky's doing a good job in this drive. Franklin, Harris, and Yates combined on the stops. They're looking at now 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, McGowan comes out, Dowdell coming in, David, but Kentucky's happy to run this run game. They're burning clock and moving the football on the ground. That's their M.O.
From the 41 of Ole Miss, right hash. Again, a pistol formation. Macklin goes wide out to the right. He hurt us with that long catch earlier. There's the snap. Here comes the blitz. Play action. He wants to throw. He's hitting the backfield. He's dropped. Well, Pete Golden dialed that one up, read that perfectly on 2nd and 6. We came with some extra pressure. Xavier Harris is the one that actually got to him, but he got pressure from T.J. Daughtery as well. This is a big play for the Rebel defense. Back to the 47 on the sack. That's -5, and Kentucky will have 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, Daughtery thought he was going to get to him, David. He's slapping himself on the head, but big Xavier Harris came from the wide side and just simply beat the tackle in there to him.
They actually put it at the 47, so make it 3rd down and 12 for Kentucky. Rebels need a stop right here. Calzada takes the snap, going to hand it off, draw play, and that's going to be off the left-hand side, and tackled at the 40 is Dowdell. He does not get what he needs. He's about 5 yards short, depending on the spot. Nick Cole comes up to make the tackle, but boy, he had a lot of green pasture on this side, just shy of the 39-yard line. That'll be an 8-yard gain. Kentucky's got 4th and 4. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Yes, they are, David. Obviously, Kentucky out there behind one score. Too far to kick a field goal, I think, for their guy.
Big play of the game right here. Rebels lead 27-20. 10:29 to go in the contest. 4th and 4 for the Cats. Ball on the left hash from the Ole Miss 39. There's the snap. Out route. Caught. First down easily to the 30, to the 25, and out of bounds is Law. Law slipped out in the far flat, and we did not get out there, and that's an easy pickup on the first down. Gushkin pushed him out of bounds, but the Wildcats will be knocked out of bounds at the 21. They got 18 on that play.
Well, obviously a busted coverage, David. Law came in motion. Nobody went with him, just simply dropped in the flat. Easy pitch and catch there to Law, and then simply ran it down the field.
Now the Cats with a fresh set of downs as they convert on that 4th down. They have it at the 21 of Ole Miss right hash. Handoff. Right side, that's going to be McGowan, stopped after maybe a yard. The Rebels closed that one up pretty good.
Cam Franklin got some pressure into the backfield, calls McGowan to kick it outside, and there's a whole host of Rebels there, Kite and Umana Malin right there to help clean it up.
So 2nd and 9 for Kentucky from the 20. Clock running with 9:28 to play in the game. Ole Miss has a 7-point lead, 27-20. Now, if you're the Rebel defense, you just want to hold them out of the end zone, at least force a field goal. You got 2 receivers wide out to the right. One of those is Kendrick Law. The lone back is Dowdell now. They bring Law in motion, toss it to him on the speed sweep left, and this time he gets to the edge, but they're waiting on him, or 2 Rebels knocking him out of bounds at the 15-yard line. It's Sage Ryan and Chris Graves, and the Rebels stretched that one out. Did a nice job on that one. We do have a flag down as well, maybe holding on Kentucky. We'll see. The ball is placed at the 15, so it ended up being a 5-yard gain.
87 on the offense.
4-yard gain
from the spot of the foul. Replay, second down.
Henry Boyer, tight end in the game.
Well, it's going from the 15-yard line, but they are going to back it up 10 yards for holding on the tight end for Kentucky. A little bit of a break there after a nice run. A little speed sweep to, I think it was Kendrick Law who got that, got on the edge.
5-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty.
Yeah, but from the line of scrimmage, it ended up being only 4 yards.
Yeah.
So the ball's on the 25-yard line, where it'll be second down and 14 for Kentucky. Trips to the right. Calzada to throw. Has time in the pocket. Crossing route over the middle. Caught by the running back, McGowan. He's tackled at the 20. So that's a 5-yard pickup. Third down and 9 coming up. Daughtery and Yates combining on that stop.
Well, the Rebel secondary's got to be aware of that, bringing the motion, the wide receiver across and putting him in the flat. We bid on that on this drive and gave Kentucky a first down before the hold. But so Kentucky with 3 wide on the left side.
Big play here. Third down and 9 for the Cats from the Ole Miss 20. 8:15 to go. Rebels lead 27-20. Ball toward the right hash here. Trips to the left with 3 receivers, including that big tight end, Caddis, out there. They got Macklin here wide left, too. Now Macklin goes in motion back to the line of scrimmage. He angles down the field. Calzada wants to throw. Near side. It's going to be knocked away by Cole. Kentucky fans want a flag as he came through his back to knock it out. As Nick Cole may have timed that one perfectly. John's on the opposite side. What do you think, John?
I think he got there a little early. They got a good point right there, but we got away with one right there, but I'll take it. Big fourth down.
Yeah, it was real close, but Kentucky certainly had a complaint, and we'll get to see it on the big screen here in the stadium. But 4th and 9, Kentucky going for it. Let's get the stop.
4th and 9 from the 20 of Ole Miss. Another big play in this drive. They converted a 4th down earlier. There's a snap to Calzada. Rebels bringing pressure, running him to the right. He throws toward the end zone, one-on-one, incomplete. It was out of bounds in the far right corner of the end zone, and the Rebels will take over. Ole Miss gets the hold. Kite was covering the intended receiver, Gilmore. Gilmore had no chance anyway. That throw was too far out of bounds, and we got a timeout. So the Rebels will take over with 7:50 to play, leading 27-20 on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
This is Jake Mangum for Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance. One of the most underrated attributes in baseball is determination. It's one thing to want to do something and another altogether to get it done. That's why I love the team at Farm Bureau. They get the job done every single time. If you aren't already on the team, it's time to join Farm Bureau. Visit favrates.com for great rates on home and auto insurance, or find a local agent at msfbins.com. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
Vaught Hemingway Stadium, home of the Rebels, where over 64,000 voices rise to a crescendo, helping turn big plays into Mississippi mayhem. Ford trucks have an iconic tradition too, like Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 48 years straight. Drive F-150, official truck of the Rebels, only at your Mississippi Ford dealer, based on 1977 and 2024 total sales.
Ole Miss will take over at the 20-yard line after the stop, leading 27-20. TrueCare is changing the healthcare game to help Mississippians live their best life now by combining the experience of a national health plan with the local knowledge of Mississippi health providers. To learn more, go to truecare.ms. Our game-changing play, we're going to go with a fourth down conversion to Alexander in the second quarter after the Rebels were down 10-0 early in this game. And inches, the Rebels are stacked in tight, and he's going to throw. And he throws far side, and he's got his man to the 25 to the 30. Down the sidelines is Wallace. Hit at the 5 and knocked down at the 2-yard line. What a gutsy call. I mean, Austin Simmons hadn't been just showing us a whole lot in the passing game. They fake it and hammer it to Wallace, and he gets all the way down to the 2-yard line. Big game changer indeed. The Rebels went on to score there, got back in the game, and now here in the fourth quarter, leading 27-20. Gutsy call on fourth down and short. Here's a handoff to Lacey. Lacey off the left side has virtually nothing there. A yard maybe. It'll be second down and 9 as Afari makes the tackle.
Well, it's a little over a yard, but you can hand it all to Lacey, David. Simply nowhere to run between the tackles. He just simply kicked it outside and was able to pick up 1.5 yards on his own.
Second and 9. Hand off to Lacey again, this time off the right side. He couldn't get off the block, and he is grabbed and dropped at the 23. That's a 2-yard gain. Third down and 7 as Jaden Smith makes the tackle for Kentucky.
Yeah, 2 big runs, not much room. Simmons now with pressure on him at 3rd and 7?
3 receivers wide to the left, 1 wide to the right. Dribbling is wide right. Now they're going to flip it around a little bit, bring Lee over here to the right side with Daquan Wright, the tight end. And now you got trips left, 2 to the right, empty set for Austin Simmons on 3rd and 7 from the 23. He's going to quarterback run it. Gets a stiff arm off the left side, but he's going nowhere. Gets a yard to the 24, tackled by Humphrey Grace. And so you got all running plays that don't do hardly anything. And the Rebels are having to punt it away. One of the Rebels is shaken up. Is that Simmons? That's Austin Simmons.
He tried to stiff arm somebody, and they grabbed him by that arm, David. Not sure what the issue is, but he's definitely on his back.
They put it just shy of the 25. Well, concerned with Austin Simmons. They're picking him up. And he's favoring a left leg.
Yes.
He is limping off the field, favoring a left leg. Ugh.
Does not look good.
Well, we're hoping that's
number 4
not very
for Kentucky will be wearing number 41.
They put him just shy of the 25-yard line, so 4th down, 5. Rebels will have to punt away.
Well, that was an interesting call, David. We ran the running back twice, and that only picked up 3.5 yards. Then we're going to run Austin Simmons on a quarterback draw. Got almost nothing, maybe another yard, but got injured in the play.
6:21 to play. There's the snap back to Bird. Rebel punter gets an end-over-end punt here to the near side. Fair catch called for and taken just shy of the 40. That was a short punt, and Kentucky's got excellent field position. Trailing by 7, Stellato called the fair catch. And to the 40, that was approximately 35, 36 yards. We'll get the official distance when we come back. Timeout, Kentucky's turn. Rebels leading 27-20 with 6:12 to go on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dos with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dos with Dos Equis. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Ole Miss Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
It's 6:30 and the branch is closed.
Yep.
And you couldn't find your debit card.
Nope.
But you're going to get cash.
Yep. Cadence Bank Live Teller has extended hours, and I can get cash from my account with my driver's license.
My bank can't do that.
Nope.
With over 300 Live Teller locations with extended hours, there's opportunity here. Find a Live Teller near you at cadencebank.com/Live Teller. Equal Opportunity Lender, member FDIC.
.35-yard punt by Ole Miss puts the ball at the 40-yard line. Kentucky will start there. Major concerns with Austin Simmons, who was favoring a left knee replay. Didn't look real good either. But he is in the injury tent right now. If John gets an update, we'll get it from the field here in a moment. But right now, the Wildcats down by 7, 27-20, have 6 minutes and 12 seconds to work with. All three of their timeouts, and they're at their own 40. 60 yards away. Ole Miss time of possession a little bit better than last year. Kentucky 29 minutes 9 seconds. Ole Miss 24 seconds 39 seconds. Calzada, by the way, now is 15 of 30 for 149 yards. His running game has really helped him to some extent. And the ball will be on the left hash for the Wildcats. First SEC game of the year, and it has been what we kind of anticipated. Now they got a different quarterback in for Kentucky. Instead of Calzada, it's Cutter Boley, the redshirt freshman from Hodgenville, Kentucky. His sister Erin Boley, 2016 National Basketball Gatorade Player of the Year. She played for Notre Dame and Oregon. And he's a quarterback now, the younger Boley. And he is in the game with a pistol formation. He's going to take the snap, fake the handoff, look to throw, won't go deep, fires it down the near sidelines, one-on-one and incomplete. A flag flies. That was not catchable by any means, but McGowan, out of a wheel route, was ridden out of bounds by T.J. Dottery. They got him on a linebacker.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 6. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
It paid off for Kentucky. They get 15 out of it to the Ole Miss 45-yard line.
Well, they don't give him an easy toss to get him warmed up there, David, but they do pick up the penalty. The ball was definitely out of bounds. I'm not sure even if he hadn't touched him, he could have caught that.
Yeah, and of course, TJ doesn't know that. He's trying to make sure he's making a play.
Of course not.
But from here, you could tell that was not going to be catchable. Now we got a handoff, and straight ahead to the 40 of Ole Miss, to the 35, to the 30 is Dowdell. And Kentucky's run game continues to hurt the Rebels. That's a 15-yard pickup, another first down for the Cats. Chambers on the tackle.
Yeah, two big plays, one a penalty and then a nice run there, moved the chains. Kentucky certainly down at the Rebel 30-yard line. Plenty of time in this contest. Rebel defense would certainly like to hold here and hold Kentucky to at least 3, but it's probably 4-down territory regardless.
First and 10 from the 30, left hash for the Cats. Trips to the right for the Wildcats to bring a receiver wide left, so it's an empty set. Quarterback Boley looking to throw in the pocket, throws toward the end zone, overshoots the tight end Rodriguez. He had a step on Cole, but could not chase that one down. That's one of those deals. That deep to a tight end, John, is sometimes kind of hard. Normally, if that's a wideout, he can run that down, but a tight end doesn't run quite as well.
Yeah, that's right. We just gave him too much time back there.
Yeah, we rushed 3, John, and he had plenty of time to throw, survey the field, but Rebels got to get some pressure.
Second down and 10 for Kentucky from the 30 of Ole Miss, left hash. That was an incompletion. Clock stops with 5:19 to go. In motion goes Law to the far side. It's going to be a handoff, a little stutter step at the line of scrimmage. It's spun down after a couple of yards as McGowan and William Eccles with a good tackle for Ole Miss. This will bring up a third down and long. 1 yard pickup to the 29, so third down and 9 from the 29-yard line.
Yeah, great job by William Eccles beating his guy inside, David, and making that tackle. New quarterback for Kentucky trying to make something magically happen here on this drive. We'll see if the Rebels can hold them.
Third down 9, big play here. As Harry mentioned, maybe 4-down territory for the Cats. pretty much will be. They don't need a field goal. There's a fake on a toss pitch. Quarterback Boley keeps it. He runs into traffic in the middle and will get to the 27, gains a couple of yards. 4th and 7 for Kentucky. Harris and Chambers. Some of the fans booing, but they were trying to catch the Rebels by surprise. Did not work out.
Yeah,
and now a big 4th down.
Brought a receiver back.
Illegal motion, number 1 on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
That was Kendrick Law who had the illegal motion. The Rebels are not going to back him up and make him play a 4th down play.
Yeah, Kendrick Law was coming through in motion, David, came towards the line of scrimmage. They did call it. It was a quarterback draw, thinking the Rebels linebacker would bail out of there, but they didn't do that. Trips to the right, wide side of the field. Rebels need to get pressure on the young quarterback.
Gushkin checks in for Ole Miss. Womack checks in for the Rebels. 3-man front. 4th down and 7 from the 27 of the Rebels. Left hash, huge play here in the game. There's a snap back to Boley in the pocket. Wants to throw. In trouble. He's grabbed, and he is sacked back at the 31-yard line by Umanu Mielen, and the Rebels will take over. Stop them cold on a 4th down.
Great job there. Lots of pressure both sides. Perkins, Umanu Mielen, Cam Franklin, David, they all got even Womack. Deshaun Womack got a lot of pressure, just blew that offensive line back into the quarterback's face. Good coverage in the secondary, nowhere to go with the football. 4 minutes and 11 seconds left. Rebels will take the football.
And that's a sack, but maybe our defensive play of the game. We'll take a break with the Rebels leading 27-24, 11 to go in the contest in the Ole Miss Radio Network.
Hey y'all, I'm Steve Azar inviting you to escape to Pearl River Resort where the fun is going non-stop. Go off the deep end at the South's most exciting water park, Geyser Falls. After the thrills, test your skills at the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. There's dining delight and love at first sight. And it's always no work and all play at Silver Star and Golden Moon Casinos. So come on, leave it all behind and head to Pearl River Resort.
Farming is probably the most natural thing for a person to do. It taught me how to take pride in my work, how to put something ahead of myself, whether it was getting up early to feed the livestock or working late to bring in the harvest. Farming taught me to give it my best, no matter the job. My name is Tanner. I'm a farmer. I work for Case IH.
Case IH, built by farmers.
Hey, Rebel fans, got a house hotter than a Mississippi summer or pipes colder than your team's rival? It's time to call Air South Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Whether it's cooling you down, heating you up, fixing those leaky pipes, or keeping your lights on, Air South's got your back. We're the champions of home comfort, just like your Rebels on the field. Call Air South Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical today, where your home is our home field. Call Air South now at 662-304-8412. Air South, we care more.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check Kirk Herbstreit's pregame analysis first, before talking to your brother-in-law.
In this game, the key thing to watch will be the offensive line versus their front seven. If they can get pressure without blitzing, this could be a long night.
Okay, Kirk.
I know stuff.
Ooh, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Injury updates are brought to you by Richard Swartz & Associates, your Mississippi injury law firm. One call, that's all. Let's check with John Darnell. Looks like Austin Simmons is throwing the ball, JD.
Yeah, that's right, running around down there. They taped him back up. I think it was his left ankle, got rolled up on that last series, went in the tent, got taped up again. But it looks like Trinidad Chambliss is going to go in right here.
Yep, sure is. Trinidad Chambliss, the senior from Grand Rapids, Michigan, is coming in. The transfer from Ferris State. He played a good bit last week, 4-6 for 59 yards and a touchdown. No interceptions, 31 touchdown passes, 29 rushing at Ferris State. He led them to the D2 National Championship, and he'll take care of the offense. We owe you a station ID. Let's pause 10 on the Ole Miss Radio Network. Chambliss will be in a gun formation, has a back off each shoulder. Wright goes in motion. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff. Running left to the 35 and slanting to the 39 is Deuce Alexander. Here, he was in the backfield like a running back. They just handed it to him, got a big gain. Ty Bryant on the tackle. That's going to be a pickup out to the 39.
Well, David, rather than bring him in motion and run the jet sweep with him, they just lined him up as a running back, handed it off quickly to him, got him on the outside, and he knows what to do with the ball in his hand. He went north and south quickly.
8-yard pickup. Now Damian Taylor has checked in the backfield for Lacey. Second down, about 2.5 for Ole Miss. Clock running with 3:33 to play. Rebels leading 27-20. Man comes in motion out of the backfield. Chambliss takes the snap, fakes the pass, runs to the right, gets a block out of Lee and gets the first down. What a nice play by Lee. You can't blindside, just have to stand there, let him run into him. That's the way you play it. That's another bank first down for the Rebels, and that one is a big one. All the way out to the 50-yard line, an 11-yard run with a great block by Caden Lee.
Yeah, smart play by number 19, Caden Lee, the junior, David, just simply once he came in motion, he came back to help his quarterback and just stood there, and the defender ran into him. So there was no flag to be thrown. And you see the wheels that we got with Trinidad Chambliss.
11-yard gain to the 50. New set of downs. Pistol formation for Chambliss. Behind him is Taylor still. Stribling goes in motion. Chambliss going to run again. This time grabbed from behind and pulled down at the 49. That'll be a 1-yard loss. Great play by the safety, free safety Jordan Lovett. Came up, slipped underneath, grabbed him from behind by the leg, and dropped him for a 1-yard loss. And Kentucky is going to take a timeout right here.
Please reset the game clocks to 2 minutes.
2 minutes and 42 seconds to play. Ole Miss leading 27-20. That'll be the first timeout of 3 for Kentucky. You get the 2-minute timeout as well, so the Cats can stop the clock a little bit. Just got to keep on playing here. Second down and 11 now for Ole Miss from just shy of midfield, trying to finish this up and get a victory in the first SEC game. The winner of this will be leading the league at 1-0. The loser, dead last at 16th at 0-1 here.
That's amazing. That was a delayed quarterback draw, David, and you're right. The safety came up, sniffed that out pretty quickly, and was able to break unblocked into the backfield and grab Trinidad Chambliss from behind. So obviously the Rebels going to keep Chambliss in here, hoping just to be able to run the football. We picked up 2 first downs with a run game, and see if the Rebels can continue to do that here on the second down.
Caden Lee and Deshaun Stribling are wide out to the left. Lacey is back in now in the backfield for Ole Miss as the running back. He's off the right shoulder of Trinidad Chambliss. Chambliss takes the snap. Hands to Lacey, sweeping to the left. He's got some running room. 45-40 down the sidelines to the 25, spun around at the 20, and knocked down at the 17. What a huge run, and it's first down for Ole Miss. Another bank first down. The Rebels are also in the green zone on a great run there. The green zone presented by Wade Incorporated. Visit them online at wadeinc.com. Ty Bryant actually prevented maybe a touchdown on the cutback. That's all the way to the 18-yard line, a 33-yard run.
Yeah, Lacey's been the workhorse, David. Obviously, the Rebels saw something with a formation. They got Kentucky spread out and able to get on the outside read option, gave it off to Lacey on the short side of the field, Rebel sideline, and no one there to set the edge, and he just simply raced it down the Rebel sideline, and they finally brought him down inside the 20. But that's a huge pickup for Ole Miss.
You know, John, the first 2 weeks watching this young running back, he can go. Only a sophomore, but, man, he can play.
Yeah, that's right. He just needs a little crease, and he's got such good speed, and he'll get 2 and 3 yards, and then he'll break a long one like that, and that was a huge one right there.
He did that last week for a touchdown against Georgia State. Obviously, his defense is a little tougher than that, but still, that's that type of run when he got it on the outside and went down the Rebel sideline. But big pickup. We'd love to finish here, John, go up by 2 scores.
You know, Kentucky took a timeout. They took a 30-second timeout there, so they're down to 1 timeout. They wanted to stop it before it got to the 2-minute timeout. It's kind of the old NFL move, if you will. And so the ball's going to be the 18 left hash, 1st and 10.
But it gives us 4 more plays, David, right here. So we can have them burning maybe the last timeout, even with the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, at this point, your mindset changes if you're Lane Kiffin. Not that it's not always this way, but he wants points right here. Put the game away. A 2-score lead would be very difficult on Kentucky. Alexander is in the backfield with Damian Taylor. Here's the snap, and the handoff is to Alexander, running right. He gets to the edge. There's a flag down as he gets to the 15 to the 10 and slides down around the 5-yard line, or spun around at the 5. That may be a holding on Ole Miss.
They're going to call that, David, I'm afraid, on the Rebels.
Holding, number 1 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
So that would be Stribling, and that's a break for Kentucky, because the Rebels were really in good shape if that play could have stood, but not the case.
Yeah, was that Deuce Alexander again?
No, it was Stribling.
Stribling. I mean, on the run. Who was running the football?
Alexander.
Alexander,
yeah.
You just see what the speed can do with Alexander, David. He's got another gear nobody else has, and was able to get on the corner, but maybe the hold by Stribling was able to break him loose.
It ends up being a 7-yard penalty to the 25. So 1st and 17 with the 25. 7 penalties for 86 yards against the Rebels now. Trips to the left for Chambliss. Hands it off to Lacey. Lacey spins through the left side of the line, but then runs into traffic in the second level and is spun around and down at the 21-yard line. He'll get 4 out of that, and that will leave the Rebels with a 2nd down and 13. Kentucky will burn its last time out with 2:16 to play in the game. And so they do get the 2-minute timeout, but that's it. After that, the Rebels can kill the clock. Gadsden and Olds combining on the stop. So you got 2nd down and 13 coming up for Ole Miss from the 21-yard line.
Yeah, 2 minutes, 16 seconds to go. We're obviously going to get the 2-minute timeout here shortly, but the Rebels continue to keep it on the ground and causing Kentucky to burn those timeouts. They just burnt their last one. You'd love to get the ball in the end zone, go up 2 touchdowns, David, but worst case scenario, you want to come away here with a field goal.
Little hotty-toddy from the Ole Miss fans in the end zone. We've got 2 huge sections with the pep band to our immediate left on the opposite side in the corner of that end zone. And you've got Rebel red scattered throughout the stadium, so we had a good turnout for this one. Here we go, 2nd down and 13 for Ole Miss from the 21-yard line of the Wildcats. Ole Miss 27, Kentucky 20. 2:16 left to play. Kentucky's out of timeouts. It's a direct snap this time, and it's going to be Lacey, and he has no room on the right side. Tried to trick him a little bit and snap it past Chambliss to Lacey, but Kentucky read that one. Ends up being a 1-yard loss to the 22. And so now 3rd down for the Rebels. They're going to let the clock go to the 2-minute timeout, and we'll take a break. Rebels trying to finish it up. 2 minutes to go, leading 27-20 with a 3rd down coming up. We come back on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
Trey Willis, left tackle. Marshall Jones, wide receiver.
Alex Philbin, running back. Hi, I'm Tim from C Spire. Am I in the right place?
It always pays to have the right players on your team. That's why C Spire gives you fiber-fast home internet, nationwide 5G wireless, and best-in-class business solutions, all backed by local 24/7 support. C Spire, customer inspired.
There's team pride, and then there's extra Ole Miss pride. When I'm carrying the Ole Miss Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra Ole Miss gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra hotty-toddy from the cashier, too. Visit Regions.com/Go Rebels to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC, member FDIC.
This is Jake Mangum. It's great to be on a team that is based in Mississippi. It's important to me that my team supports our high schools, universities, and several local events throughout the state. Of course, I'm talking about my home team, Farm Bureau Insurance. If you aren't already with Farm Bureau, it's time to join the team. Visit favrates.com for great rates on home and auto insurance, or find a local agent at msfbins.com. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Okay.
Welcome back to Kroger Field in Lexington, Kentucky. Ole Miss 3 of 12 on third downs, 1 of 1 on fourth downs. Of course, all our fourth downs the Rebels go for, presented by Mid-South Ag Equipment. They sponsor fourth downs. Right now, we're faced with a third down and long. Lacey, 28 carries, 138 yards, and a TD for him. Some other numbers. Ole Miss has the ball at the 22-yard line of Kentucky with a third down and 14 coming up. Kentucky desperately needs a stop, trailing 27-20. The Rebels would love to figure out a way to get this one at least enough for the first down. If not, I do believe you see Carnero come out. You feel good about the percentage of him hitting the field goal to give you a 2-score lead. We got 58,346 our announced attendance, and it's been a heck of a game here.
It's been back and forth all day, David. Obviously, the Rebels started with 2 turnovers in the first quarter, fell behind 10-0, then went out 14-10 and never looked back.
Chambliss is staying in at the quarterback spot. We did see Austin Simmons come out and throw a little bit. Had a little bit of an ankle issue, we think. It's the case. We'll get more on him in a post game, but Chambliss has run this series for the Rebels at quarterback. There's the snap. He fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it, running himself up the middle. He'll get in the middle of the field at the 19. Good job by the quarterback to set up his kicker. That's a 3-yard pickup, and Ole Miss will have fourth down and 11 coming up right in the middle of the field. Lovett on the tackle. Now the clock will run, and so you can take this down pretty far. They're out of timeouts. They don't have a 2-minute opportunity. Clock will run.
I think you'll get down to about 1:15, David. The Rebels will take a timeout and kick the field goal. Maybe they won't.
Ball's fourth down and 11 from the 19-yard line. They're in formation. You never know, do you, Harry? Are we going to snap this? Surely not. And now Lane takes the timeout. Coach Kiffin takes the timeout. He just wanted to go to the line of scrimmage, see if they'll jump off sides.
They're first.
It scares you to death, doesn't it?
I could have a heart palpitation up here or something. I'm like, what, 4th and 11?
Oh,
we're going to go
goodness.
for it? All we get kick a field goal and we win? Come on.
You get 5 yards closer if you get the penalty, but goodness gracious.
Yeah.
1:14 left. 27-20 Ole Miss. Big field goal coming up here.
Big
Kentucky
score.
needs a miss or a block to give them a chance. And Lucas Carnero hit the upright on one of them earlier in the game. He's got a great leg, though. We've been very impressed with him so far.
That was a 53-yarder, I think, earlier.
Yeah.
This will be a little more of anybody's range, especially his. Be from the 6,
Carnero is a
26,
right-footed
36, yeah.
kicker, so a 36-yard effort. And Oscar Bird will hold. Carter Short will snap it. It's right in the middle of the field. See if he can give the Rebels a 2-score lead. Kentucky stacked in tight. They'd love to get the block. Waiting for the snap back. There it is. It's good. The kick is on its way, and the kick is good. He got it just in the right upright. Looked like John Darnell. We do have a flag down, though.
Yeah, it wasn't that close, but it wasn't right down the middle where he normally goes.
Right of the middle just a little bit?
Yeah.
Penalty is going to be on who?
Waiting on the flag. Kentucky may have been offsides.
Running into the kicker on the defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, the field goal was good.
And the Rebels will take it and go up 30-20, and that may be the backbreaker there as the Rebs look like they're in business to get on the road and knock off Kentucky.
Yeah, that was a big score, David, to go up by 2 scores. Obviously, Kentucky came in with their freshman quarterback, tried to give them an opportunity deep in the fourth quarter, and the Rebels came up with a stop down on the Rebel end. Defense stiffened and got the sack. But Rebels getting ready to kick it off. Kentucky, no timeouts left, 1:10 left in the contest. Rebels up by 10.
9 plays, 50 yards, 3 minutes. Officially a 36-yard field goal. And the Rebels up by 10.
Well, let's get this ball kicked in the end zone, get Kentucky to football, get some defense out here and win this thing.
Lucas Carnero ready to kick away. And he'll put that one in the end zone for yet another touchback.
Yeah, he kicked that one down to the cheerleaders down outside of the back of the end zone. Nice kick there. You know he had to be feeling good after that field goal he just made to put the Rebels up 2 scores. Now we got to play some defense. You know, you got to feel like that Kentucky's going to try to air it out here, David. You got minute 10 left in the game, no timeouts. Rebels going back to deep safeties. I don't know if I like this or not, but they're not asking me.
Prevent defense.
Sometimes it
drives you crazy, doesn't it?
Well, sometimes the prevent prevents you from winning.
But we got the 10-point lead. Which quarterback? They're going to stay with Boley, who seems to have the better arm of the two. He'll have one back in the backfield on 1st and 10 with the 25-yard line with only a minute 10 left. Swings it near side, dropped there by McGowan. So that's an incompletion. 2nd down, 10. It'll stop the clock with 1:06 left to go.
Yeah, ball was thrown behind the running back. He came out of the backfield and ran a wheel route down the Kentucky sideline, but not a great throw. You want to put that one out in front of him where he can catch it and take off. You don't want McGowan out in space, David. I don't care how far back we are. You don't want him to take off on a long catch and run.
2nd and 10 with the 25 left hash for the Wildcats. Twin receivers left and right. They do have a back in the backfield. 3-man rush. There was a tackle in the backfield that they did not call. Tackled our guy. Quarterback's going to keep it and run, and boy, that's exactly what we'd like to happen. To the 27, that's only a 2-yard gain.
Yes.
Clock will run. Precious time will click off. Cam Franklin on the tackle. 50 seconds left. Clock running. Real good pressure from Princely. Yuman Mielen, and he got held, actually tackled. He didn't throw the flag. Back to throw again is Boley. Now runs out to his right. He's going to take off and run again, and he will get to about the 41. Lowered his head, went head first. Gets a 14-yard pickup and a 1st down on that one. But again, clock continues to run. They'll stop it till they move the chains, but there's only 33 seconds left. The run plays are eating up the clock. Antonio Kite on the tackle for Ole Miss. Rebels lead 30-20, 29 seconds clock running. 2-man rush here for Ole Miss. Now a late guy going across. There's a pass over the middle, caught at the 40-yard line there by Gilmore of Ole Miss. He's still on his feet to the 20, knocked down there around the 21-yard line. That was a big play. 39 yards for the Wildcats, tackled by Sage Ryan.
So did that prevent defense do you any good?
Not that time, did it?
No. I mean, you're back there 30 yards, and you still don't make the play.
They got it to 21. We have a whistle and a timeout by Ole Miss as Kentucky went up quickly to snap the ball with only 13 seconds left.
Yeah, you know, David, I played safety, God knows, a long time ago, but you got to keep pressure on the quarterback. Obviously, the Rebels are only rushing 3, but your safeties are back 40 yards, and it gives so much open ground and green grass to run, as we just saw there with the Kentucky receiver. Once he caught it, was able to pick up another 15 or 20 yards just weaving through defenders, and you know, you got it down now. It's 1st and 10 on the 21.
Yeah, here's what Kentucky's going to do. Looks like they're sending the field goal unit out, or they're thinking about it. And if you kick the field goal here and onside, you may get it back with a few seconds to have a chance. You don't want to burn up the 13 seconds trying to get a touchdown right here. So they're going to try a 39-yard field goal from the 29 right hash, and the kicker is Coway. And this would cut it to a 1-score game again if he makes this field goal. Of course, some time's going to go off here as well. Line of scrimmage is the 21. There's the snap and the kick, and that is going to be good. And now Kentucky's got an onside kick coming on.
Yeah, burn 5 seconds, so you got 8 seconds left on the clock. Going to be an onside. Be enough to, if Kentucky was fortunate enough to come away with this onside kick, they would have probably time for
one play more than likely. But it's 30-23 right now. You can't blame them for trying that.
That's correct.
As they get the field goal.
That was the right move for Kentucky.
Yeah, no doubt. The 30-something yard pass to get them to the 21 to set that up was pretty impressive. And, you know, you could try to throw to the end zone with the TD, but the percentage not great there. Go ahead and get those points and at least make Ole Miss sweat a little bit, right? 5 plays, 54 yards. In a minute, 2, it was officially a 39-yard field goal.
I'm just not a big fan of the prevent defense, David. But like I say, I'm over here talking about it, and the guys who make those decisions are next door. But you know, you just gave up way too much ground. It had been more time in this game. Really would have felt bad about it.
8 seconds left. Kentucky will try the onside kick. They've got 2 kickers lined up to see which one will kick in what direction. They got more players on this left-hand side. 8 seconds remaining. And LaRosse will kick it, gets a big bounce, and Caden Lee goes up and catches it and falls on his back.
Game over.
On his side at the 46-yard line, and that's it. The Rebels are going to get the win here. 30-23 will end up being the final score.
And only 1 second ticked off the clock after the guy hit it with his foot. That's pretty quick. That's a pretty long second, wasn't it, Glenn?
Well, you got to wait till the other team touches, and so
it doesn't go into play when you kick
that's
it.
That's why it was only 1 second.
Okay. Well, now I'm straightened out.
You got it figured out.
Yeah.
But now we need to take a knee here, Harry. Clean snap,
yes,
take
sir.
a knee, go to Oxford. 1-0 in the
Yes,
SEC
sir.
and
Yes,
2-0
sir.
on the year for the 14th ranked.
You know, a lot of things we need to get better by next week, David, but by and large, a good day after we shook off those first early interceptions.
There's the snap, and down on a knee goes Simmons, who came in. Simmons takes the last snap, gets up, and it kind of limps a little bit, but nonetheless, good to see him back in the game. Ole Miss 30, Kentucky 23, the final score here in Lexington. Stay tuned for our C Spire postgame show. That's coming up. Power your business with best-in-class solutions and expertise from C Spire. Visit cspire.com. We're back on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
It takes hard work to be the best in